Season 2, Episode 16 of Dank Dungeon Chronicles. I've got the privilege of having Dan with me tonight. If you've been a part of any of my shows here lately, he's been in the chat. We've been putting his name up on the bottom. Been retweeting a lot of my things, been retweeting a lot of his things. But tonight we're just going to sit around, get to know him, and get high as shit. As you can see, strolling across the bottom line, I do want to give a shout out to Beautiful Burns. These guys approached me on TikTok, and I have not found a single soul on TikTok yet that has done anything like this. Every one of these are named too. And in honor of my stupidity, this set here is Area 51. I've got one ready because I'm going to do one through a milk jug tonight with you.
Yeah.
Right with you. So I got me a nice little astronaut one set up. All of these are made by not cutting down any trees. Every bit of it has been, the paper has been made from the husk of fruit palm trees. They're naturally slow burning. They've passed all California's, like, what is it, Section 3 for burning. All the foil is food grade at the tips of it, so when you're putting it in your mouth, it's not poisonous. And I misspoke in my tweet. They sent me 10 8-packs, so I have 80 fucking cones. I've got $100 bills. I've got Day of the Dead. I've got solid colors. So yeah, I'm definitely getting this tonight. I fucking
stockpile for a while. I like it,
man. I never even dreamed of it. I wasn't following them or anything. They found me, and I sent them a message when they were asking about sending it to me. I'm like, you might want to check out my YouTube channel to see what I'm all about, because I might not be what you want.
Yeah.
3 seconds later, like, nope, you're what we want. I want to go ahead and do it.
I understand that there's a flavor for everybody, and we're not necessarily universal.
That's exactly right. And even those of us in this cannabis kind of industry type shit that we do on our own, we rub a lot of people the wrong way. One word said wrong, one word mispronounced, even if it's another stoner. You said terpenes, and it's supposed to be therapies. Or what? Or you can't be a stoner because you eat mushrooms or you smoke THCA. I'm sorry, if you've never given CBD or THCA a chance along with regular cannabis, you're the one missing out, not me.
Thank you.
I'm not lying about my high. I mean, I don't get paid from people to send me stuff and say, here, try this, see if it gets you high. I put it on camera when I do it, and if it fucks me up, I'm going to say, this Bongmaster Rob was brought to you by the courtesy of Looperverse or of EGE, or something like that. It's just the way it goes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in Ohio. If you don't want to share your state, you don't have to. It's totally up to you.
I'm in Georgia, man. Way out in the country.
Well, you're my first one from Georgia. I've hit now 24 out of the 50 states. My goal is try to hit 50 states, man. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get at least one person. But it's hard to find a stoner in every state that, that likes my cup of tea.
It is. Yeah, I understand.
I've got people that I know in Georgia. I got family members in Georgia. Ain't not one of them not ready to jump on a show with me and try to figure out what's going on.
I understand that. It's amazing. I've got a lot of family and friends that I know, and when you start doing content, you think, oh, yeah, I'll get support from them. And it's not so much, some people just have certain things where they just don't want certain things out there. And unfortunately, as open as things are and it's just out there now. It's still not okay to be out there now. Call it what you will.
Well, it's okay to eat your cats in Ohio, but you can't tell people you smoke weed. Right. Yeah, I don't even know if that's true or not, and I'm not trying to promote anything by any means. I just think it's hilarious, some of these memes that are popping up out there now about this shit. You can tell it's here.
I'm serious. Some stricter laws out there, don't they?
Well, you know what? It is Ohio. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty close to West Virginia, but where they did it, I was mid-state over toward Indiana, so we'll blame it on Indiana.
Okay.
They all came from Indiana, I guess. No, I really don't even know what's behind it. I'm sure that it's happened more often than not. Now, I know this might sound bad of me, but if it's the dead of winter and a family is starving to death, the only way they can survive is the pet. I will not hate them on that. The Donner Party ate each other to survive in the woods. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to stay alive. But if it's a Saturday night and you're all like, hey, man, come on over. We'll just throw a couple cats on the grill and dig it. Nah, I'm not like that. No.
Yeah. Might have a little bit of an issue with that one. Yeah.
I'm not a vegetarian. I don't have a problem with eating things with a face, but I do have a problem with taking, like, I don't want to call it euthanized. I'll call it dispatch, an animal that I name. Now, my family has always had cattle. I raised pigs for a little bit when I was married. My in-laws have got cattle. So my kids are all over cows all the time. And they're like, they name this one, this, and this, and this. I'm like, no, because there's a good chance that I'm going to have to be the one that goes out there and puts a bullet in that thing's head when we go to put it. You just can't do that. And I find that hard. I couldn't imagine going, here, kitty, and just run
a family pet. I mean, that's my. Well, I said there's a flavor for everybody, but that one's That one's real. That was a real acquired taste.
Well, that one the soccer team made each other the movie Alive back in the 90s when they crashed in the Andes. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to survive. But
yeah, I mean, if it's life or death, then you choose life. You know, nobody's wrong for choosing life when it's life or death. I mean,
and I have had a female or two tell me to stop eating pussy, and I felt bad. But no, not now, not anymore.
Can't say I've ever been told that, sir.
Well, I haven't either. I was kind of just thinking I was trying to make it, like just say no to fur, but no,
sure.
It's not that. It's not that at all.
Fur fish, whatever you want to call it.
Don't take away the joy that I have in fishing with mixing smells that way, sir. Do not do that.
I apologize.
I associate that with like just canned sardines from Georgia before I went. Don't do that shit to me, man.
I apologize. That's a bad first impression to make. I apologize. Oh man, that's cool. You got family that live in Georgia, man. I love living out in the country. Like I'm a little disappointed. There used to be white horses across the street from us.
Oh,
but
really?
now there's just donkeys. There were 2, and then there were 3, and then there were 4. Now they're down to 3. Not quite sure what happened there, but we don't ask questions, you know.
So have you lived there your whole life?
Oh man.
Sure. Well,
you're asking a sordid tale, sir. No, we've been here since 15.
Was that before or after that big ice storm that was down there and it shut down every road in the state of Georgia?
That was wild.
I was just curious because I mean I'm from up here, and when I moved to North Carolina, the very first year I was there was the worst blizzard ever in the area I was in. So everyone in North Carolina were a bunch of no driving bitches, is what we call them, because you're not used to it, and it's not their fault. It's just they've never seen snow before.
They have no idea how to handle themselves.
No. My cousin was stuck for 4 days in a semi loaded down on one of the roads that go straight down toward Atlanta when all that shit happened. He was sending all kinds of pictures and posting on Facebook, and I thought, my God, I've never seen so many no driving bitches in my life. And he commented back, he's like, dude, in their defense, there's like 1.5 feet of actual ice on the road, so none of us can control ourselves. But
I can completely understand that. I was actually born in Maryland. Lived up in Maryland, lived in West Virginia for a little while. So we've lived up there for quite a bit. So I've seen weather like that. I know what it's like to drive in it. If they mention the word snow down here, immediately everybody runs to the grocery store to get milk and bread, because for some reason they think they have to get all the milk and all the bread because everything's shut down.
Milk, bread, and butter. Yeah, evidently you can make everything in the world to survive on with milk, bread, and butter. Same way it always was up here. If any storms that are coming, even if fucking rain for 2 days, you'd go to Walmart or back then it was just any kind of Tom, Dick, and Harry store. You'd walk down the milk aisle. Absolutely none, except for like 4-day-old buttermilk or some shit. Like, no.
I've never understood it. I've never understood it.
Neither.
And you live down here, you have people calling out 2 days in advance because, they're calling for snow in 2 days. So I don't think I'm going to be able to come in that day. I'm like, can we maybe wait? Can we maybe wait until the first flurry hits or something? You know?
Now, I do give everyone credit. I can drive in the snow. I can drive uphill and downhill in the snow. Use your transmission, people, if you don't know how to use it. It'll slow your car down. Do not hit your brakes. Feather into it or just kind of ride it out. Never try to fight it. You just got to do it. But ice, no. Ice, I wouldn't fight. I even told my oldest daughter, actually, God, I'm older than I thought I was. Both my daughters are driving now. My oldest daughter has a license. My youngest daughter just got her permit. And I told them they can come drive with me, but I think I'm going to be worse than my mom. Stop it. No, don't touch that. Don't touch that. No. And we haven't even left the driveway yet. You know what I mean? I don't know how I would be with them. I don't want to scare them to death, but I like to scare them. I want them to know that they're in a fucking tank and they can kill a lot of people with this thing, not only themselves. So you always got to stay controlled, stay paying attention.
Absolutely. It's scary. My oldest is 18. And when we were teaching him to drive, it's funny. He wanted me to teach him because my wife, I love her, and she may hate me a little bit for telling this, but I taught her to drive actually when we started dating, right? And she became so ingrained in the book and everything. I started calling her Edna. She's like, "Why are you calling me Edna?" It's like, driver's Edna. That's who you've become. So she hated that nickname, but when it was my son's turn to drive, I was like, "I don't want to drive with mom." I gotta admit, it's better that you drive with mom though, because mom knows the rules better than dad does. But I get it. Yeah,
but I mean, I'm anal about a lot of things, especially when it comes to safety and like that. And I was really surprised when my youngest daughter was like, "Can I ride with you?" I don't want to ride with mom, because she's right with her mom. I can be on the phone with one of my kids in the third row of their SUV, and I can hear a little beeper going on. And I said, either tell your mom to get gas or put her seatbelt on. And wear a seatbelt. So I put a fucking seatbelt on. Dad said, put your seatbelt on. I'm not married to him anymore. I'm well aware you're not married to me. My 3 children are in your car, and all 3 of those children are preparing to drive, if not driving themselves. Put your fucking seatbelt on so they know to put their fucking seatbelt on.
What does being married to anyone have to do with your safety?
Because I was saying, put your seatbelt on. Because I was telling you what to do. Nothing against you, Michelle, if you're watching, which I know you're not. But if you were, or one of my kids were, you know it's the truth. It's what was said. Every time I call them, that's all you hear is, beep, 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 beep. Kia needs to make this thing where you like reach out and punch somebody in the throat. I don't know how can you drive that way? How can you drive here and beep, 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 beep. No, it scares me when it pops because I'm, as a mechanic, it's like, okay, what the fuck's wrong with the car? So if my kids are driving the car and I hear that, I'm like, what's wrong with the car you're driving?
Yeah.
Guys, got to put my seatbelt on. I'm not ignoring you either. What I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and retweet out the initial tweet.
By all means. We've all got a million things that we're trying to work on at once most of the time when we're doing content these days.
And I want to make sure that, because I know there's a lot of different people that I usually do a lot of work with that are having shows tonight. One started at 8 o'clock and there's another one I think at 10 o'clock tonight, which
sure
it's not that we overlap each other on purpose or anything, or we don't try to intentionally like stay away from one another. We just respect our grounds the best we can.
Sure.
And of course, Sips and Rips is in here. And Lloyd, I'm sorry, man. I didn't even see your comment up here yet.
What's up, brother?
If you watched any of Lloyd's content, he's on. Well, you're on here with me all the time too. And I'm digging your new show, guys. I don't know which one of you two are controlling this right now. I don't know if you are. Damn, it's Lloyd controlling it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't stay away from the master, Lloyd. I know you can't. And everyone, if you're watching right now, make sure you go follow Lloyd and Shay both and Sips and Rips. Or I would say 3 great friends of mine. They're 2 great friends of mine and a podcast. So it's like, how would you do that? How would you call it? Is that two in the pink and 1 in the stink, or is that? How does that work?
The shocker. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
I'm not into the shocker, dude. I'm into the minivan. 2 in the front, 5 in the rear.
The minivan. Okay.
2 in the front, 5 in the rear, man.
Oh, I think I've heard that one. I like that.
Look at the word you go. You go, yeah. So please, by all means, man, after you're done laughing with me, how's your podcast? What all do you do?
Man, it's great. We have a good time. It's me and a guy that I've known. We've been playing video games since I think the original Black Ops on Call of Duty. If that tells you anything. So that's where we.
When you told me how old your oldest kid was, I figured you're the same age as me. I mean, I'm not saying that you are, but I didn't have my first kid. I was 26, but I'm 43.
I'm 41. So
see, I was born in 1980, but I grew up in the 90s. So yes, I'm a Gen X, but I'm also a Gen Z or whatever. I don't know how you would fucking even combine me. I hit like the threshold of it.
I mean, I was born in 83 and I'm still waiting to grow up. So yeah.
Do you see the ears?
Yeah. I'm a Toys R Us kid, man.
Oh man, I'm telling you. Wait, are they back up? Were they opening back up?
I wish. I would hope so. If they do, I'll be all over.
Somebody asked me the other day if they opened back up, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was because they swore up and down they went into one. Now I don't know if maybe it was regional and somebody just kind of like half-ass stole the name of it, or how it would be. But Jeff, you don't have Jeffrey Giraffe, man.
Thank you. If you don't have Jeffrey Giraffe, you're not Toys R Us.
No, and the songs back then were basic, scary, and to the point. Now they've got 38 voices, and you can't make out half of what it is. You knew when Jeffrey was like, "Come to Toys R Us." Hey, we're going.
Yeah. That voice haunted you. It haunted
you. You were up around this area. Did you ever have a store called Hills? It was like a department store, and it was Hills is where the toys are when it was Christmas time. So it was a catchy jingle. Now it's Walmart. Walmart's is what? You can get married in aisle 4. There isn't anything left out there anymore, is there?
Get married in aisle 4, divorced in aisle 7.
Yeah, that's well. You're right. You know, you've got a security center in the front with a little jail cell in it, so you can't get rubbing one out in produce anymore. Because if you do, you're screwed. Which I don't understand that shit. I'll tell you what, tariffs really fuck it up for a lot of us.
They do. They do. I can't stand Walmart, but
I can't either. I was just saying it as a name because I figured if I named anything else off, nobody out there would understand what we were talking about.
Yeah, everybody knows Walmart. Yeah, fair enough. It's the Amazon of everything, man. Stones limit everything.
I think it's the only thing out there that's actually not regional, because I've been to Piggly Wiggly grocery stores, Winn-Dixie, Food Lion, Food Fair, and say Kroger.
Target. I think Target might.
I don't have a Target down here where I'm at. You have to go almost 2 hours north of me or almost 2 hours south of me to find a Target. There's 4 Walmarts in a 4-county radius of me. But yeah, for Target,
Kmart's around anymore.
No, so, Kmart used to love going there because if you collect any kind of sports cards or anything, you used to be able to go in there for $10. You could get 12 packs of unopened cards in this fucking card box thing, dude. So much fun,
man. Yeah, I wish I still had all the ones I lost. But
I wish
the podcast I do, and me and my friend, we do it. We've been doing it for, I don't know, we've been doing it for almost a year now. I think we're about 33 days from being a year on doing it. We have a good time, man. We talk about sports, little 420 stuff. We're on Spotify mainly.
Spotify, okay.
Yeah, just here recently in the past month or so, we started doing it live on Twitch, doing it on video as well. Because I used to stream on Twitch for, I don't know, a couple of years. Man, that's a grind, and there's too much BS that goes into all that stuff. I was glad to be done with that game.
I was thinking about, because I love to game, I do, and I'm going to have a PlayStation within the next week and a half. It'll be here, and I'll be back playing Overwatch again. I've got so much shit going on that I need one bad because my anxiety needs to kill some shit on Overwatch, but I don't know how I want to do it. Most of mine are just highlight videos that I put on YouTube and all my other social media. But people have told me how to go, like, you tie it, say, to your tablet with a two-way splitter, run it through your one camera, into your TV, into your PlayStation, and everything's run together dual. Like, what the fuck did you just tell me to do? I have no idea what you just told me to do.
Hey, you just get a capture card.
Now that's
all together. Simple enough.
What is a capture card? Kitten tried to explain it to me one night when she was on here with me, and I think I was.
It's this.
Okay.
It just has a port that goes into the TV, and then one that goes into the computer, and then you've got them all hooked up together. One goes in, one goes out.
Okay.
It's just a way to connect the computer and the game system together so that you're able to take what's on your TV and put it on your computer.
So like we are now, just put dual screen with me and whatever game I'm playing on it. Because I was wondering if I could use StreamYard or not. Because when I go through StreamYard, it does tell me that there's 10 or 12 different things I can go through. Some of them I don't understand. I would like to. I mean, I've never heard of them before. There is a whole bunch of random numbers, but of course, the ones that I want to use, I can't use. If you want to go on Instagram, you have to pre-plan it on Instagram, set it up for an hour, and then move it all the way over to the link to StreamYard. And then it will only run for an hour. When that hour goes up, it'll like count down for the host. Then you have to tell everybody that's watching, okay, you're getting ready to lose me. If you're on Instagram, you got to hurry up and pop over to before your hour runs out. Seriously. And I said, I can't stream to TikTok. Yeah, and this is what I was trying to figure out when Kitten 420 was on here with me with the card thing, because she was explaining it to me, and then she wasn't. Okay, I guess I am a monkey see monkey do. Now that you held it up to me, it makes 100 times more sense because I've seen it. Jay even went with his camera one night behind his TV, and he's like, "It's right here. This thing goes." I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what that means. Back here, I've got 3 things. It all runs well.
Yeah, I'm a big dummy, and I'm very hard-headed, and once I know how something works, I don't want to learn anything else if I know how something works. Don't try to teach me anything else, So it took a little bit, and fortunately, my co-host of my podcast, his sister used to stream. Mm-hmm. So when I told him I was thinking about starting a stream, fortunately, she was like, hey, I've still got all of my old stuff. So she sold me this microphone, this camera, and this capture card pretty cheap.
Nice.
That was a couple years ago, and so that's all still running. So.
Now, one thing I don't have is a mic. I thought about getting one. A buddy of mine that I helped with a car one night, the guy that gave me that. Did you see the big dab rig I gave me for helping him change a tire in the rain? Did I show it to you? Or did you? Okay, I wasn't sure if you saw that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're welcome to pull it back out, but I saw that. Yeah, I saw you post it.
I went down to his house that night because he just invited me down to his smoking room, and he was like, here, take this. And it looked like Johnny Carson's old mic, like the real big gray one with the stage. He's like, here, I don't use it anymore. Just take it down, or you can use it for as long as you want to. I'm like, no. Something happens to that thing, no.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, you're going to feel terrible. Yeah.
He's like, well, it's only a $250 thing. I'm like, no, thanks. Now you made me feel even worse because I was almost thinking about, dude, that'd be so cool to be setting up right here and just like going to town on it and shit.
Yeah.
No, decided not to.
Yeah, like it's only $250. I don't want to touch it if it costs $250.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, yeah, this thing here, it's beautiful.
Oh, that thing is gorgeous.
Like a giant chandelier. Next time I hit out of this one, I'm going to have some dabs because I've done it with the weed that I had.
Sure.
And it hits like a fucking horse.
I can't even imagine. I haven't seen that, but whew. That's
it's
like an octopus, man.
Well, you're right. I think 2, 4, 6. There's 8. Yeah, there's 8 plus the stem that comes in, plus you're poured out. So she got 10 holes to play with.
Hey, now that sounds like a fun weekend.
I've got a lot of different bongs, or actually had a lot of different bongs that were like this. There's a couple people that I'm sure you follow now too. Potholes is one of them. The one he gets out that he named Aphrodite, I think. It was my most favoriteest bong. It was the size of this Frosted Labs one in the middle. And as it went up, it had 3 big bubbles on the sides, like fist size bubbles that come out. So when you hit it, if the water was just right, the way that it curled and went up through and hit through, oh my God, dude. It was one of the hardest hitting bongs I've ever had, next to my little blue one, because this little motherfucker here, how? I don't know, but I can hit that thing harder than I can one of these. I can hit it harder than I can that student glass. I still understand that one. And the student glass hits itself. All you got to do with that thing is just tip it over. Tip it over. Tip it over. That's it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I used to have so much stuff back in the day. Because I've gone through phases in my life of owning things and smoking and not smoking.
Right.
And I mean, there was a time in my life when I owned, I think, probably had ceramic South Park bongs. Like I had the whole Chef, Cartman, Mr. Hanky, all that. Cops, man, that sucked. That's a whole other story.
I just started doing this. Honestly, I've had my medical marijuana card now for 5 years. That's how long Ohio's had it.
Okay.
I mean, I used to pop pills like they were candy, and the doctors would give them to me. But once I found cannabis and got away from, feeling like shit when I run out. I don't feel like shit when I run out of weed. I don't feel like shit when nothing like that happens when it comes to weed. Nothing like I would have ever before. And the reason behind it, of course, because I've broken a lot of bones in my body. Half my lower back is replaced. I've even got a fentanyl pump in my stomach that gives me medication.
Wow.
I guess the way it goes in, I don't even know that I'm getting it unless I use my bolus to go through. I've got 147, hopefully not more, because I've got a problem with my right hip pop in and out. So I might get 3 more pins in my other hip. So then I'm going to be 3/4 away bionic and ready to go. But honestly, if anybody's out there watching right now, I would not be smoking weed on here talking about that if it didn't fucking work. If you know me at all, or if you've known me in the past or watched any of my shit, I don't work on those cars without weed. I don't mow my grass without weed. I don't take a shit without weed, because the way my body is, if I go to certain positions, I'm done. It was better than eating handfuls and handfuls and handfuls of all these different kinds of medications and still feeling fucking pain. Because I don't give a shit who you are. If you take 1 Percocet, yeah, you might lose your pain for 5 minutes. You take 5 Percocet, you might be higher than a fucking kite, but if you're in legitimate pain, all those bones are still fucking hurting, and they're hurting worse because you're going 100 mile an hour. That's what.
And when you come down off that,
and it's like, what the fuck? Did somebody rip my arm off? Yeah.
It's like, I got hit by a train. That's right.
Yep. And then if you don't have any for 3 days, you're going to feel that way. But when weed doesn't just like go drop you off, you're tapering yourself as you fall all the way off of it. Yeah, I was going to say this whenever.
Don't forget to bring it down.
Yeah. Do you have it? Are you on your computer or are you on
computer?
Okay. I was just curious if you can see the comments. If they're in conversation in the chat, I'll leave them over there. But if they start bringing us up, and don't ask me what this is. This happens every show, and I know you know it.
Yeah. Drops it.
Towel? Really? Do you have a pocket towel? Where the hell you hide a towel at? Under your third teat on the right side? Give me that fucking towel. I'll really wipe myself down.
You don't want to know where that towel's been. I'll tell you something real, for just because you brought it up, and this, maybe this is a little too deep for you, but smoking weed instead of taking pills. I understand that. I had a car accident in 2012. Ruptured disc in my spine, put me out of work for a year and a half. I struggled. I was on pain medication a lot. I probably had, because I was working in restaurants, so I'm working late nights, long hours, managing, taking pain medication. I probably had a half dozen car accidents, if I'm being real with you.
Hey.
And it got, drove my wife insane. She has the patience of a saint, but, stopped doing that. Also, it found out my cousin had the same issue. She got addicted to them, and, God rest her soul, she's no longer with us. they found her pulled over on the side of the road. She OD'd while she was driving and apparently knew something was wrong and pulled over the side of the road and stopped, and they found her in her car on Valentine's Day. It was a very rough one for her mother and father.
I bet it was.
It was a big wake-up call for me, and I'm with you that smoking instead of taking pills, whether it's for that or for anxiety issues that I used to take them for too, I am so much more leveled like this than I was with that, and I can feel things like this like I couldn't when I was on those. So,
I'm telling you right now, man, if somebody handed me a Valium today, I would probably cry and walk away, because when my anxiety would hit before, one Valium would just make my life the most perfect life I'd ever want. And I don't do that anymore.
Yep, nothing can ever go wrong.
Right. I didn't. That's just off one Valium though. But I would get 90 a month, and then I would want that thing. I'd fall asleep, wake up, and go, "Ooh, I want to feel that way again," or "Ooh, maybe I should try another one to see if it makes me feel even better." Yeah. Same way with pain meds, dude. I was on 120 Oxy 20s a month. They give them all to me at one time. You cannot give somebody with an obsessive personality any kind of. It's not the fact of the drug. It's if you give me $100. If you give me $100 bill, I won't spend it. But if you give me $101 bills because I have 101 of them, I want to go. I'm okay. I got enough. I got to go do something with it.
Sure, I understand that.
When I smoke weed, I don't do that.
And I'll tell you what, it's a great racket they've got, because you get in an accident or something like that, you go to pain management, and if you make the mistake going into pain management, they're just like, sure, what do you need?
Exactly. And I really hate talking about the. Yeah, I feel you. I had a lockbox that had unfilled scripts, full scripts, but see, it was just it's too easy. That's too fucking easy. I woke up one morning, I'm like, you know what? I'm done doing this right now. I'm going to go to weed, and I fought that 3 days worth. Believe it or not, after my back surgery, they had me on oxycodone and methadone at the same time, because from Ohio State, the medical center up there at Ohio State University, they treat pain with methadone. It is a theory that if they treat it with methadone, you don't get addicted to anything. Bull fucking shit. If you want to try to come off of something, come off of methadone. I had to go to the emergency room because my brother warned me, because everyone in my family is in law enforcement. And I told them that I was going to stop taking the methadone because I wanted to try to get into a pain care center closer to here, because I didn't want to keep traveling back and forth because I had my surgery down here. He's like, man, I've seen a lot of people go through a lot of things, but I heard that is the worst. The very first day I ended up in the emergency room. I went to the emergency room. I'm like, look, I said, I'm scared. I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I said, I'm doing this on my own volition. I want to stop taking this medication. Is there anything you can do for me? I'm starting to get sick now. They gave me that little, whatever, I don't think is Zofran, but it's a patch. You stick here for nausea, and it lasts for a week, and that was it. If you've ever been dope sick, anyone out there, for the little 3 days that you may have ran out of a Valium or a Vicodin or something like that with, you have no idea what kind of pain is coming. So if you're ever out there and you have a surgery and a doctor recommends doing methadone, unless you plan on staying on methadone the rest of your life, I recommend you say, nah, just punch me in the face when it hurts really bad. I feel guilty.
I don't understand it.
Well, dude, I feel guilty because I have fentanyl that runs through my stomach, runs through my body 24/7. A lot of people die from it. I have enough in my stomach to kill probably 15 people if they all grab it at the same time. But it's in a device. It's all enclosed. I have a catheter that runs all the way down around my hip, up through and into my spine, about midway up on my shoulder. So it pumps in there all the time. Because if not, I wouldn't be able to be really walking. I have to have something to block the nerve pain that I have. Lyrica don't work. But when I watch it on shows, or people don't understand, because there is times that my pump will hesitate. It's a violent feeling. I could only imagine somebody who thinks they're going to take a Vicodin and somebody had spiked it with one of those, or a little bit of fentanyl, and just killed him because they thought there was something. I don't find that in weed. Honest to God, man, I'll tell you what, if I wouldn't have found weed when I did, I'd probably be dead right now. And I know my mom hates when I do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I carry my weed in baggies, because if you go to a dispensary and you get your weed, what do they put it in? Jars. What does that associate with if you have an obsessive compulsive mind? Ooh, there's a jar. Let me open that jar again. Ooh, let me see another bottle. Let me open that bottle. I'm not doing it. I can't.
Wow.
I can't do it. Dude, you have no idea how much.
I was just about to say that.
This beautiful beast helped whenever I broke my ribs and could not breathe. Oh, you know it. She always sits here right beside me at all times.
Never leaves your side. I love it.
That is one of my favorite bongs to do. But when I get super high, though, I get unfunctional unless I'm playing a game. So I got to focus when I put it all together. I'm like, okay, I got to like hold pull. So you got to like pre-plan yourself to do it, but it's fucking badass when you do it. And yes, I will fill it up soon, dude. And I will get it. I'll hit it again on stream.
Hell
I even
yeah.
got some more videos that I've already done that I will be putting back up on there because I got to give Doodle credit. He sent me that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
One of the very first things that I ever received when I started this whole Bong Master Rob. Actually, he might even been around me when I was still doing. I used to be called Let's Get Weird. That's what my call tag was, but I was always at.
I can understand that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like because my buddy used to tell me all the time they want to go smoke, and I wouldn't smoke. He's like, "Hey, you want to get weird?"
Let's get weird. I like it.
No, I'm not going to go get because I was working and shit. I'm like, "Nah, he's smoking, man. I can pass drug tests for any pill out there." But I can't for weed. So just no, I can't. But now, yeah, you want to get weird? Let's get weird.
Yeah, I've used that line on my wife before. Hey, you want to get weird? She always says no, just so we're clear. So,
but it's the thought of it, right? It is the straight thought of it.
If you don't ask,
exactly, you would never know. And that's you gotta let them tell you no. How you doing, Seth? It's good to see you in here too. And yeah, Doodle, you're right. It's muscle memory I think as my high gets better, then my function gets better. Because I think I was backwards when I first started. It's harder for me to get started with it.
Sometimes it's like that. Yeah, you got to get a rhythm going and get locked in.
He contacted me. He was like, "Hey, can I send this to you and tell me what you think about it?" I wanted to fucking cry. I mean, there's when people do that, it's
yeah.
I'm a nobody, man. And the guy still refers to me as Bong Master in every single thing he puts on Twitter. When I comment back to him, it's always, but I'm not that. I'm Robbie, man. I know you better than that now. You got to come. Right. You got to get coming with the family name.
Yeah.
No more Bong Master. You're not a roadie or a groupie or anything like that.
Man, I had a guy. There's a guy I know, and I probably said. I mean, I streamed on Twitch for about 2 years, so there's some people that I've known basically the entire 2 years, and they're still in my Discord, and we talk all the time, and we have a fantasy football league in there that we do and everything like that. And the one guy gets a hold of me one day and just says, "Hey, my name is Badaba." It's like I don't know, whatever. Just
you know Badaba,
right? Right? Yeah, right. I don't want to say his real name. Yeah, Badaba. I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Okay." He's like, we've been friends long enough and whatever. I
have been in West Virginia, man. Fuck.
You know, Badaba? Hell yeah, we was down at the cornfields out and shooting, trying the four-wheelers in the mudding.
You seen his sister?
Yum, dude.
She party. Anyway, go about
Man, I've been in West Virginia and Georgia and Tennessee. I've lived in all of them. So, yeah. Yeah.
How far in West Virginia?
Huh?
How far into West Virginia? Please don't say Brim County.
Are you familiar with a little place in the middle of nowhere called Grafton?
No, but that's like with me. Are you familiar with a little town in Ohio called Reedsville?
Yeah, right. No. Exactly.
I'm about an hour and a half north of Charleston is where I'm at. Cross the Ohio River and come east a little piece. I think
we were probably about an hour on the opposite side of you.
See, that's the thing, because there's so much of a meat of the state. As somebody, because when I went to Maryland with a friend of mine, when we went to Chesapeake Bay, we were in West Virginia for like 3 minutes. Like, what the fuck? When I would travel North Carolina, you're in that fucking state for 4 hours. You got to go through the big old fat belly of that bitch, straight down through the mountains like this. No, not going to Maryland, not where I'm at. You go to Clarksburg, and burp, there's the little red road. Ta-da, we're in Maryland. Like, how in the fuck? Yeah, states are weird.
Yeah, you drive through West Virginia in 3 minutes. I'm like, oh, West Virginia's the me of states. 3 minutes, that's all you need. We're done. That's it.
You ain't coming back for a week, motherfucker, either, are you? It's damn leave me be. Ooh, right. What are you smoking? Is this what you're smoking? Should I smoke some GSG snack? Oh, you got to smoke. Don't ask me if the word lemon is in anything, because you know I'm going to say that. I'm going to say lemon.
I would have said lemon tree as well. So there, it's unanimous.
Now, do you have 2024? I'm asking if you have a cell phone. If you want to smoke, all you have to do is open up your Twitter app on your phone, click on the link, it'll open up. I will bring you in as a third camera. You can go outside and we'll smoke with you on camera.
I'm going to take you up on that in a little bit.
Yeah, when I done the Pokemon cards with Jared, It's Okay to Die TV, all I did was open the link on my cell phone and turn my phone upside down and laid it there. And put my squilly mood mat on there, open up right in front of it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I may take you up on that because the urge will come. I got to give a quick shout out to the company I work with, the Snapdragon Hemp. I can't point right. Snapdragon Hemp back there, Snapdragon Cannabis. I told them I was coming on here. I said, hey, so I need to order because I work with them. So the money I earn with them, I just order stuff from them.
Oh, yeah,
out of that. So I was like, hey, I need to order a couple drinks because I'm going to be doing a show with a guy inside and I can't smoke inside with the baby and all. They're like, oh, no problem. We got you. They sent me. So well, I'm drinking a damn water right now. This is my favorite one of the sodas they have, 50 milligrams.
Don't get nervous. I'm gonna put you up on screen. I'm gonna put you up on screen by yourself. You do a fucking shout out. That's what it's for.
I love them, man. Snapdragon Cannabis Company. They do all kinds of good stuff, man. The drinks, the flowers, the dabs, the edibles. This here, the damn water. It's my favorite of the sodas. 50 milligrams. It's got what's this one got? Coconut. Look at coconut in it. Where's it at? Coconut, blueberry, and lemon.
Oh, blueberry, lemon.
There you go. Yeah, it's tasty.
What is the predominant flavor to it when you do that?
Blueberry and lemon.
Blueberry
lemon. Bit of a mix. The coconut's real faint in there. So yeah, it's a nice blueberry lemon.
Well, see, I just started a contract with High Nine as well, and their base is coconut water. I got 29 of or 24 of them in the mail the other day.
So are they carbonated?
No.
Okay, so they're more like a juice.
Yeah, it's a juice. Like this here, when I open this one up, it's like somebody going in your mama's house, grandmama's house, saying, "Hey, you got any sweet tea left?" They pour you a sweet tea with no ice in it, but it's so fucking cold that it doesn't need ice.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Oh, you're talking. I live in Georgia. You're gonna talk to me about sweet tea.
Yeah,
you're
picture the one. It's all the way.
Touching my heart.
Lid that container all the way to the far back of the refrigerator, right where that cooling element comes straight down.
Yeah,
that's how cold I like mine. So I always put it up right in front. Yeah. But these are 10 milligram. They're of hydrate with coconut water, and of course they have shiitake mushroom lemon concentrate. And actually, this one has lemon juice in it because like you can taste it because it's half and half lemonade, half and half sweet tea lemonade, but it's a watermelon flavor.
Oh yeah.
Now, all of them so far that I've tried, none of them are carbonated. So I think everything is just juice based.
Yeah. So that's very different. See, theirs are all carbonated sodas. They've got seltzers. They've got a couple different soda flavors, things like that. They've got popsicles. They have seshies, a frozen pouch slushy you put in the freezer for about an hour and a half. So good.
Somebody had asked me when I posted on Twitter about it and asked me if I'd ever tried any carbonated ones, and I said no. But then somebody else came back and recommended one. I didn't know if it was you that had recommended to that person who asked me or not.
I don't know if it was or not. It might have been. Me too. You've never tried a carbonated one? I tell you what, if I ever come back on, I'll send you some of these to try. So you can try them and see what they're like.
Fucking come back on. I hope someday I'm big enough in the gaming department that you invite me to play in a game and then we'll all be on here together.
Bro, I'm down to play. I love Overwatch, and the only person that I know that plays Overwatch consistently is my 18-year-old son, so you know he won't play with me.
Oh, yeah. Why would you?
Right, because he's 18-year-old. I'm good, but whatever. Don't tell him that. 18 years old. You got to love him.
This is what I tell
people. I love playing Overwatch. I am a damn good Mora if you need a healer. That's my main if I had to pick one.
I'm a tank.
I got you covered, buddy.
I love to play random because I love to build up my points on everything. But after I do my 3 in a row at random and you get your XP and all that shit, I go straight. Nope. You're gonna piss me off and not heal me, I'll heal myself. I'll go find me somebody that I can heal myself with. Or if you're not gonna protect me like a tank should, I'll go get a tank and just make you switch who you are because oh god, I hate that.
Yeah, see, I like using Mora because then if I get a tank that doesn't want to do what a tank does, then I can just say screw it with her and I can go off and kill people with her well enough and handle my own thing if I have to. But
and I'm the same way with Lugio. Man, I'm telling you, I get more kills with that fucking healer than I do an attack. I'm serious. I don't know why. It used to be before they switched some of the characters, I was really good with them. Like Bastion, his weapons now are not the way I liked them before. I liked it where he could heal himself really quick. I don't really care too much for the tank roll with the one shot. You got to wait for an extra 15 minutes on before.
When did they start that?
It must have been the start of the new season. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, my son showed me that, and I was like, "What is this garbage?"
Well, Mauricio, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I don't know. Something like depending on I guess where you're at. I love her. I love the shield. Whenever you could pop her shield up like you could Reinhardt's really quick. Now with the little spinny part. I don't like that, but I do like that since I figured out how to do it.
All right. See, I'm with you. I'll do all three. If you give me a tank, I'm taking Orisa.
Yes.
If you give me a damage,
yourself, or is it because of the damage?
Both. That if I don't have a good enough healer, I can hold a line well enough till I get help. Then I can push some people back pretty well with it. And if I've got to do damage, then I take what's her name? Oh, it's got to be May.
I don't play with May.
Sniping, man. I'm not a sniper, but for some reason with her, I'm just good with it.
I got you, man. That's what we were just discussing. We were discussing his brand. Hold your brand. Give your shout out to yours because Cashman is a part of High Nine now too, I believe. Yeah, see, we all starting to drink some THC. Buddy. His is carbonated though. His is soda.
They come all kinds of strengths too. I've got here. Hold on, watch this. I grab the pack of them. Hold on.
And as he's grabbing that, I will do another shout out to Beautiful Burns. Beautiful Burns Designer Cones. This lovely little letter came in, and it was quick facts about all of this. No trees were cut down making these cones, by the way, people. They weren't
always good. We like the right kind of trees cut down.
But it's from the husk of a fruit palm tree is what I like, and I've really not tried them yet. And I'm going to try the first one with you, and I'm going to go to outer space after you show us what you're going to show us because I'm going to be smoking. This one here is the Area 51 one. Look, it's wait a minute. Ooh. I can get him on there, damn it.
It's like focus.
There's two of them that have like vintage astronaut helmets. There's some with the green, where'd it go? Oh, the green alien. Then there's some with planets. Then there's some, I believe they're golf balls because it just looks like somebody hit golf balls on the moon, but no, they're more planets and rocket ships. I'll get them out in a little bit, but I am going to roll one of those with the little green aliens on them too.
Oh, yeah.
While you're talking about
that is wicked.
Please, by all means, man. You plug whatever you want to.
Yeah, buddy. So, like I said, when I told him I was coming on here, I needed drinks. He sent me a whole package of them. I've already picked a couple of them off here, but you've seen the dam water.
Yes.
Yeah. These are 10 milligram lemonade haze, little lemonade drink. They've got 100 milligram straight Cannabliss. That's just a straight seltzer. Sent me a couple of these. These are wild. I'm not a big energy drink guy.
Yeah.
This one's an infused energy drink. This thing here kicks real well. Got THVC in it, Delta 9, THC, CBD, bunch of caffeine.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about all that. If you don't know about it and you're trying not to try those brands because you don't know about it, you're the one missing out, people. I'm serious. You're the one missing out when it comes to that kind of stuff.
There's all kinds of stuff out there. Every company makes so many different things. I've never heard of ones that are straight juice. I'm going to have to try some of the High Nine stuff because that's fascinating to me.
I definitely do. I recommend. And guys, this is happening again for some reason. If you don't mind, real quick, for some reason on, well, you've seen it being in here. Lloyd, I just seen another one of your comments, but you're getting kicked all the way to the top of the screen again. And Tony, I'm sorry too. Not working on my phone. I'm having to work on it. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. My bad. We can't. I hate that. I really wish they'd figure that out. It seems like everybody that has StreamYard, it does it periodically though.
That's crazy.
On Stoner Jesus's show the other night, I was trying to comment, and so was Jay. Neither one of us could. Ours were going all the way to the top, and on Lloyd's show it was the same way on one day. But when I was out mowing, it wasn't that way. So I don't get it.
Who knows? That's like when I tried to join that space you guys had that you guys were in the other day. I joined like 5 times, and I was like, I couldn't hear anything. I was like, I'm doing something wrong. So I don't know what it is.
Lloyd sent me a message like, oh, I sent anyone back. Like, what are you doing with you guys hate me? Fine, forget. I'm not even trying. Well, no bullshit. It's not your fault because it did me too. And I wanted to stop for a minute because after I hit that, I'm going to do a senseless plug for everybody that helps me out. And I don't give a flat frog's fat ass if you don't like it or anybody else does. I got jet fuel running through this tonight, by the way, and we're going exotics. And I was hitting that through the milk jug. And what I try to describe to people is like all this smoke here is escaping right now. All that's staying inside that jug. So when you push on that jug, that's what you're getting. And when you were talking about the flavorness, you can really taste the flavor through these cones. These cones are burning really smooth. If you've used any kind of like hemp cone before and you can have that burning after, like in your throat, I don't have that. I have an actual smooth. I would have coughed by now. Even the ones that I've done with other people, I've coughed by now. Not trying to slam on any other brands, but bravo, Beautiful Birds. Seriously. And I will keep smoking and I will keep giving my reviews on them.
It's not about slamming a brand. It's about, and I told my my
this is what I normally
on vacation.
That's what I normally use. The zigzag cones.
Nice.
It used to be the OCB, The ones that are the hemp ones, but they to me are like a thick cardboard feel, like almost a brown paper bag.
I understand that.
And that's how these right here will get too. And I don't know if it's something they make in them, but that's all they carry down there at the store that's closest to me. So when they send me these, and like I said, I got 80 fucking cones to try.
80. That's crazy.
I am going to be sending some out to some of my friends though. I gotta get some more opinions on it. And if you'll give me your address when we're finished, I'm definitely going to send you at least one pack of them to try. And I'm sure they won't care, because the more the merrier, the way I am. Because
it's all about spreading the love and spreading the brands out there and getting everybody to try everything. They all make so many different things. It's like I told my sister-in-law when we were on vacation this year, because we were talking about all my stuff, because I brought every year in April we go on vacation. I mean, we rent a big cabin in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area.
Ooh,
I mean, probably 7 bedrooms. I think this year's was the worst because it was 5 stories. I think there were 84 steps in the place. I counted one day.
Shit.
It was awful. And there's kids in the place, so we had to keep the bong all the way on the bottom level to hide it from the kids. So, I lost weight on vacation for the first time this year. I didn't like it. I do not approve. But we do all that. So I brought a whole bunch of Snapdragon stuff to the cabin. And she was talking about her stuff and didn't want to try mine. And she I'm so sorry. It's not on. I'm not mad at you about it. If you found something that works for you,
right.
Because everything works, different strokes for different folks, man. I'm not mad at anybody for doing anything that works well for them. If you find something that makes your life better,
that's the same way
with everybody else.
And when I get people that ask me why I retweet a lot, or why I do this, or why I do that, I'm like, okay, like-minded people. I don't just get on my Twitter and go down and hit the like button on everybody's shit. I don't do that on some of my bestest of good friends, even if you'd say, because if I don't like it, I don't want to associate myself with it. And I hate to say it in that manner, but if you say something political, your own view, you do it. I'm not going to retweet it because I'm not a political person. Not because I want to talk about politics, not because I don't like it. I don't want to get in that conversation. Or if you show us your third nipple. If it's a Wednesday, maybe. But if it's not a Wednesday, I don't want to see that third nipple. So I'm not going to like it and reshare it.
Not a Wednesday. I came on the wrong day.
No.
Damn it. I know for next time.
You better fucking prepare, damn it. I gave you an option. You said you had to film your show on Wednesday. So
I did.
We have to watch your show to catch that third nipple now.
Right. Oh man, I tell you what, that's probably the only time I've ever had a disagreement with the guy that my podcast, my co-host. The only time we ever had a disagreement was when he wanted to bring up the Trump getting shot at just to make some kind of a joke. And I was like, man, I don't even want to bring it up.
Yep.
Because I just have no interest. I just have no interest in talking about politics.
I just got a Scooby snack. My bad.
Scooby snack.
Was it? Yeah. That's what I call it. My buddy's girlfriend called a Scooby snack one time when I hit the pipe really, really hard and I sucked half the bud down my throat and burnt my uvula.
Oh.
She goes, "What's wrong with you?" And I went, "I can't fucking breathe." Went, "Oh, you got a Scooby snack, huh?" "Oh, I love them." Like, I wouldn't mind to taste it. I like to taste the bud on occasions, but not the ones that are flaming and burning holes in my throat.
Yeah. My brother-in-law likes to say it's skeeted in the back of your throat. And I'm like, well, that just doesn't sound appropriate, sir.
No. I don't even like saying uvula in the back of my throat, but I'm using the technical name for it, and I learned that off Monster House. The little girl even looked at the little boy like, "What the fuck you talking about? I ain't grabbing no uvula."
I mean, that is a dirty sounding word, sir. That is a dirty sounding word.
Not as bad as coccyx.
That's very true. That's very true.
I don't know why I did that. Your weenus is your elbow. Your coccyx is your tailbone. Wow, I'm that high. Yes, Sith, we don't. It's not Wednesday. Come on the show on Wednesday. We share third nipples on Wednesdays. So is that company there one of the only ones you work with, or do you guys work with more, or is it something that
that's the only one that
this is why I'm asking is because this is Dank Dungeon Chronicles.
Sure.
I do let everyone know that comes on here. The guest is the guest. He or she or it or Shim or Steve or Shalom. I don't care. They're allowed to talk about what they want to. They're allowed to push what they want to. They can do whatever. Now, I will have sponsored shows by my sponsors. Of course, I read it by you about the one on the bottom running down here now because I really want to give these guys a shout out. They send me 80 fucking designer cones. I mean, I got to at least give them something.
Blown away by that.
Of course, but like when it comes to yours, please feel free. And if you think it's going to be a conflict of interest against me, tell me to fuck off.
By all means, man. No, the only one I really work with is Snapdragon Cannabis, and they're just, man. I've been with them for 15 months now, and it's amazing. We've even got when you and it's a Tennessee based company, so it's Tennessee, Georgia. They've got
where it was out
stores. They've got dab bars and lounges and so many different things here that they do events, and they had the Snapdragon Olympics that I really wanted to go to.
No shit.
I really wanted to go to, but it was the baby had just been born, so I was like, I can't.
You're right. Priorities,
like next year, yeah. Priorities always. But it's a great company, man. They even just,
it's even harder though when the significant other's like, no, just go. It's fine. The baby when you get back. No, you're not making me feel that way. Fuck that. No, I'm an adult.
She did.
It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Oh no, not at all. She's got the patience of a saint.
Well,
patience of a saint.
Mine did too. That's why I'm divorced. She had the patience of a saint, but I had the heart of a sinner, I guess we could say.
Sometimes oil and water just doesn't mix. But hey, yin and yang.
Neither's tuna and cheese, but it's fun as hell to eat until you get in trouble.
Oh man,
too much dairy. Even if you're in here now, Caltopia, too much dairy is bad for your health.
It is. But no, they're the only ones that I work with like that, and it's been 15 months with them, and they're fantastic. And I even just worked something out with them today. My code usually saves 15% for people that order, pick up, or delivery. Now it's even got a free 2-pack of gummies with it starting today. So it's like, hell yeah, let's go.
Fucking A. Make sure whenever, if you do it now, go ahead and do it now, and I'll share it out on Twitter with mine too. Please feel free. I'll definitely share it out for you.
I mean, mine's PYP 420 if you order from Snapdragon Cannabis Company. Simple as Extra Prime PYP.
What you should have did was where you put your at, you should have put that.
I would have been smart, but I'm not that smart.
Hey, I'm telling you what, a co-host helps, doesn't it?
Hey,
a fucking co-host helps. I mean, it's fun as shit to get on here by yourself sometimes, but a co-host helps. That's why I should have asked you.
Heard. Hey, no worries, man. So I've never done one by myself. I've always had my co-host with me whenever I do my podcast. The streaming I used to do by myself, but that's you're playing games. That's different, Then you're just
I was just throwing out there by like saying the co-host is there to correct you when you fuck shit up. Like I don't have a co-host per se. I do have guests that like to stay around. I call them my butthole clingers. Yes, Lloyd, Jay. I'm giving you guys because they're my go-tos. Everyone's
dingleberries. They just hang on and dingle around. I gotcha.
What do they call your guarantee? If you're up late, you want to get laid. It was called a guarantee, which I've never had one. I've always wanted one, but never have. Lloyd and Jay are my guarantees. For instance, if 5 minutes to go, if you would have said, "Dude, my house just blew up," all right, I still had to show, but it would have been one of those two. They're always there. Yeah, and it's helpful. It is. That's the only thing I was doing. I was giving you a hard time about it.
It is. No, I've got that guy because my co-host had to cancel on me one time, and I got hold of him. I think that day I was like, "You wouldn't want to co-host with me?" He's like, "What time?"
Dude, fun.
He's like, I'm all over it. So
you're not a last resort. You have prior engagements from 15 different people. I only bother people who don't have a life like me. Yeah, shout out to Jay and Lloyd.
Hey, that's me too. All I do is take
care of I couldn't know. I gotta get I give them hell all the time. I love them to death. I really do.
Hurt. Oh, that's the sign of it. I mean, my best friends, I give the most shit to. I mean, consistently.
Yes, and within reason, when your boundaries hit or when somebody,
you know what issues to stay away from.
Or you start to rub the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now without, this is why I told you I was going to be in the studio 30 minutes or so we can discuss things because I hate like letting the cat out of the bag beforehand. Like if your show is like pre-made, if you don't want to talk about it until the live show airs,
sure.
Or do you live air your shows at all? Or do you guys always pre-do your Spotify? How do you?
So the Spotify is the edited version. The Twitch is the live version that we've started doing. So we're doing it on Twitch on Wednesdays and then post it on Fridays on Spotify.
So it is a live
time to go in and edit. Yeah, we do a live taping. Okay. There's a lot of, whatever, redo that or some of this, or we take breaks here and there because it may pop up here. My so I little about me.
That's what it's for. Go ahead, man.
Right. So I spent 20 years in the restaurant industry, restaurant management.
Okay.
And quit out of all that so I have another sidetrack. I'm bad at this. My wife likes to tell me when I tell one story, I tell another story to back it up, and then I tell another story, and then
I got 3 kids later. You're preaching to the choir. I know you're at. Yeah. I'm following your stories. I know there's back stories, back stories. You're good.
Sure. So I have 3 kids. Right. I have my 3-month-old that we just had, and my 7-year-old who is special needs. He's autistic, nonverbal. I stay home with him full time now.
Right. Which is awesome.
My oldest is 18. So,
well, there ain't
no gap in there. Yeah. It's handy. I have a built-in babysitter.
Well, so evidently it wasn't very handy because it slipped out and went somewhere else.
Look, man,
3 months ago.
Right? I mean, hey, it's just how the good Lord decided to do it.
Well, at least it still works.
I mean, hey, who knew? I thought the thing was busted. I didn't know I had any bullets left in the gun.
I'd have been high-fiving shit. I'm like,
I still got it. Right, but
what's your span? Yeah, yours only 2 years apart,
Yeah,
you ain't got no proof you had some since then.
Yeah.
At least I can
who knows if yours still works.
The last 18 years. There
it is. Right. I can prove.
That's all it is. Now, to me, that's all the age of your child is proof of the last time you had sex. How else you gonna prove it unless you make an OnlyFans or just share your wife with somebody?
Sure.
That's the best way to go.
Yeah.
I had sex every 2 years for 6 years, and ta-da, I'm done.
I somehow managed to outdo my father because I am 8 years older than my sister, who is 6 years older than my younger brother. And now I have one that's 11 years apart and one that's 7 years apart. So I managed to outdo the 14-year gap he had between all 3 with 18.
Nice. And I'm glad I know math and I'm unconfused because I have a fucked up, weirdly kind of way.
There's a lot of numbers.
We just lost 9 people. No, we didn't. We gained 2.
That's more numbers. Too many numbers, sir. So,
if you don't mind, I'm going
to
do a shout out real quick. We've got 88 people joining us right now. We're running up on our hour mark. And it's what? Wow. What? We've been here for an hour? Ain't that fucked up? Doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've been in the chat before, and I can only imagine how long that would be because I've watched other people's and I've went and done other things. Unless something is consistent, it's hard to stay enthralled in that amount of time. But yeah, we've been in for 56 minutes right now.
Wow.
Actually, we got 90 with us right now. But I do want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, High Nine, of course, because I'm drinking one tonight while you're drinking one of yours.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sponsored by these guys, and they did not recommend me do anything, didn't pay me for any of this. But Beautiful Burns, I have got to give you guys mad props for these fucking designer cones. You guys sent me 80 designer cones. And every one of them, I've got
crazy
Lady Leopard. I've got Dia de los Muertos, which that's my favorite one because I love Day of the Dead. I finally learned how to pronounce it properly, so I don't have to say Day of the Dead anymore. So when people start saying around here, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like this. So I do that. And then we got Isha. It's just called like Isha. So I can't pronounce Ishirara, but I can pronounce Dia de los Muertos.
To each their own, right?
What was there? What's this one? End of Days. Fuck.
Ooh, that sounds.
Now you know what though. I don't know if you can see it clearly, and I'll take it out in a minute. Do you see that snake on the gold one? It looks like Don't Tread on Me one. Now that makes more sense because when I was looking at these with my neighbor the other day when they came in the mail, I wasn't paying attention. And the reason why I'm doing this now, if anyone that's coming on to watch that doesn't follow me on Twitter, I knocked myself simple on the bumper of an S10, so I didn't do anything on Saturday or Sunday. And I promised them guys I would do a content video other than the one that I did that morning when I went back and forth on it and showed everybody I got them. Yeah, I was like standing like this, and my feet started sliding, and I thought I could catch it with my other one, and when I did, nope, they both went out. My face went straight down to the corner of that bumper, and I caught myself on the ground because Tammy thought she ran me over. When I got up, her son Jake looked at me and he was like, "You all right?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm all right." And he went, "Hit you pretty hard?" I went, "Oh yeah, it hit me pretty hard." I come home, and as soon as I came home, it started to get black right through here. Started to build up real red, started to swell. Couldn't blink. Oh God, it hurt so bad. But you know what my dumbass did? First thing I did was I ran right back over there. And I know Tammy has security cameras. And I said, "Will you please go on your camera and see if you can get 2 different angles of me busting my face on that fucking bumper?"
I love it. I love it.
And then I want to see if I can catch it from 2 different ways and then put an after that video in the middle. I'm not sure if she found it yet or not, but it's, oh God, I hope so. Anyway, I got 4 more real quick to go through. We got the potpourri combo, which is all the pretty flowers, which is really cool. Linda Biggs, she's an artist.
Ooh,
I don't want to take them out because I don't know about you, but if you ever smoke with cones, if you take them out, it seems like if you mess up that coated shape, then you're fighting it the whole time when you try to fill it. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Margaritaville street ice or street ice. Fuck, street art. Wow, I'm high. I can't weed.
I can
we
weed.
know we got the $100 bills. And this one here, I know
I'm
pretty fucking basic, but I love just the Carnival 8-pack. It's bright, brilliant. And all these are made with food grade foil on the tips, so I can put it in my mouth and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Then again, I probably put something in my mouth and I feel bad about it anyway.
I mean, it's not Wednesday, so we know
good
it's not
fucking good fucking point, man. I always I love using the catchphrase. Shit happens like this in a small town, or shit happens in a small town like this without a McDonald's. Ooh. And it makes people look at you weird. It makes them think.
They're trying to figure out where the hell you're at that doesn't have a McDonald's. That's what they're trying to figure out.
How far is the closest one to you? You said you lived out in the middle of nowhere.
Honestly, I'm 20 minutes from anything.
We have a gas station within walking distance from my house, maybe 4 minutes up the road. Running 4 minutes up the road. Fuck.
Okay, I can get to a gas station in 15.
Okay. Restaurant wise, we got probably a 15-minute drive to a Subway or a pizza shop. At McDonald's, you're looking at 30 minutes.
There you go. How many places will deliver to you?
One. Now, I've never used Grubhub or Uber Eats or anything like that, but there's only one that will deliver here, and you got to pay for it.
Domino's is the one that delivers here.
Well, I don't have Domino's close enough. It's Fox's Pizza Den is the one that delivers that's close enough to deliver here.
You have
Dude, we got three Foxes around here. We have one in the town I grew up in. We have one right up here in Tupper's Plains. It's 12 miles away. I think it's maybe it's 8 miles from here to Tupper's Plains, but it's a real windy road, so it takes about 12 to 15 minutes. And when I call, it always makes you feel good when you call from your house phone. They're like, "It's going to Robbie," and I'm like, "Yeah." Do you still want those 2 Italian subs, sir? Why do you want 2 Italian subs? Because I'm going to get hungry later too.
Yeah, right.
What is up, Shaggy? How you doing, man? We're talking about Fox's Pizza Den. Hey, he's a Tennessee. I couldn't even say Tennessee. Fuck. Tennessee boy. So he probably knows what your drink's about too. And are we talking about Fox's?
Fox's
No, you could talk about your drink. I was talking to Sif. That was another thing that we forgot.
That Tennessee drink, to be fair, if I lose what's going on, it's because I opened the 100 milligram cannabis. So
piece of candy.
It's gonna hit me.
Yes,
I gotta.
Sorry, Virginia.
If I don't remember to pace myself, it's gonna get real ugly here. So,
I was wrong. I
Virginia,
said Virginia, not Tennessee. My fault.
All good.
I'm sorry.
But to get back to a story I was trying to tell there, the thing with the kids, my middle child, if I have to step away, he's sleeping on the couch. So when he wakes up, he'll come get me to go take him to bed. So
100%.
If he wakes up, I got to step away and do that. It is what that is. But
you do.
He's autistic, nonverbal. I stay home with him. That's when I quit working restaurant jobs because I couldn't work those kind of hours and do all that. And then my wife got a job at a bank, and how she just got promoted like last week. So I'm like, I ain't going back to work no time soon. So
hell yeah. Oh, wait a minute here. Let me see if I can expand out to another social media. I'm going to do some more games on Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll be next month. I'm actually with the podcast. We're working on doing the whole multi-stream. I'm trying to figure out a good software to use for what I have, because I like the setup I have, because we have some video transitions for some of the games we play and things like that. So I don't want to lose what I have too much because I'm crotchety, because it took me so long to figure out how to do it.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I'm a creature of habit. If I get to do something, I'm going to do the same thing over and over again. Yes, when I work on cars, I listen to Eminem. When I play Overwatch, I listen to Eminem. I don't know if you heard it when you came into the studio. I have to prep myself a certain way because I use weed and Eminem to get through my anxiety. People can think what they want to. I don't care. Music is the best therapy that I've ever had. And I've been hospitalized for mental illness. And you have no idea of the simplest of tones that could put your brain to focus. And even if you do research on it, as long as if you don't pay attention to the lyrics, if you pay attention to the music first, it will soothe you. Now, if you want to make it angry, you can make it angry.
Sure.
Five Finger Death Punch and Rob Zombie would do the same shit. I can get in my car and listen to Five Finger Death Punch and be so zoned, No anxiety or anything. I might scream 3 or 4 times when I'm singing because it helps release all of that. Wow. I'm sorry. I've got to put this up here.
David Bowie. I saw that. David Bowie. Look, I don't like to each to different strokes for different folks.
You're right. I went through the. I'm a gangster rap and extremely heavy metal. Not like
I go through phases.
Rough. Yeah. Oh, I did too, dude. I love country all the way through school. I went to 7 country music concerts. I mean, of big name country stars. And then as soon as I graduated, it was I started hearing hip hop when I moved to North Carolina, and then I was just done. I fucking despise country because I sit back and think, ain't no wonder I used to drink so fucking much. Ain't no wonder I wanted to fight every fucking buddy I've seen.
I mean, like you said, music's a mood setter. It's a tone setter. I'll tell you what, I would probably have the best content in the world if I hit a camera on myself in my house and just posted videos of me dancing around when I'm a stay-at-home dad, just dancing around doing stupid cleaning shit around the house because I'm sure I look like a fool, but I'm having a good time.
What
the
crazy thing? Well, I know that was the thing. As I was talking to, I think everybody's probably in the chat right now. You probably are even in there about doing a TikTok.
She's been on stage with ICP. That's crazy. Sorry.
Who?
Sid. Yeah.
Of course you have. You don't get round lips from eating square cookies either. My butthole don't have a gag reflex, but you don't see me up on stage with the fucking gigolos. Not gigolos, because that's probably where I was at.
I mean,
here, I'm that's the third different.
Yeah, right. That's backstage and way backstage.
That's something I was going to tell you about. This is going to be weird to bring it out like that, but I was going to tell you before we ever started. If I get like off topic and start talking about something, I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to answer chat at the same time. That's the only thing that makes it rough. Is I really hate that it sounds like I'm ignoring people or trying to cut them off, but I try to keep everybody.
I cut you off on that one and read her comment. You don't have to apologize to me. I'm the one that cut you off. You were talking to us.
This is your show, though. That's the thing. Is when you were talking. And I interrupted you by seeing when David Bowie popped up there. I mean, that was my squirrel. She fucked my brain all up there. I don't even remember what we're talking about now.
Heard. I mean, I don't know. We're talking about music. I said something about going through phases of music. I mean, I'll go through phases of listening to Chili Peppers is always a go-to though. If I want to be in a good mood, Chili Peppers is just some music you can put on and it's just going to make you feel good.
Oh, I knew what it was when we were talking about the gaming and video. And I'd recommended myself to do a TikTok pre-live show since I can't smoke on TikTok. I wanted to show what I do as I'm prepping before the show because I come back here an hour early. I always have my music playing and I'm stupidly dancing, getting my hands loose because if not, I talk with my hands anyway. I'll be fidgeting worse than I am now. I'll be nervous as shit if I don't clear my mind. And I was trying to figure out if that would be feasible. But when you said that about you walk around the house dancing or singing or anything, I want to watch that. So yeah, try that. I want to do it when I game. I want to put. I don't want my face on it. I want the webcam to be above me because I have to play music when I play. Now, if you and I are playing on a team together, I can understand the hand gestures. I can understand when you double click left or right because you want to go somewhere. That's where I'm going. I know how to play follow leader, and I also can talk to people if I like you. There's some people that when they start talking, they make me fuck up focus. I mean, it's almost like you want to stop, turn around and see if they're behind you so you can smack them for a minute. Like, shut up, I'm trying to focus.
Yeah.
You cannot capture this objective with you going, the itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. And then nothing against children because I have them. Your child cries out because it's hungry.
Oh, the kids in the back.
And tell it to shut up. And then the fucking beep from your smoke detector down that hollow ass fucking hallway. Unplug the battery or put a pillow on that motherfucker. Just don't forget you did it so your house don't burn down without you knowing it. That drives me nuts, dude. Oh God, it drives me nuts. Is it you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put him on blast. It's my brother-in-law who won the fantasy football league this year. He's a dick. He was on the podcast with us for a fantasy football episode, and he joins in, and all you hear in the background is noise. And I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, my buddy's here with his kids and their kids." I'm like, "Are you serious? We can't hear it. There's 5 of us in the chat. All we hear is your kids in the background."
Yeah, and you need to learn how to remove the sound from your TV when you're playing. The worst fucking thing is hearing the echo of yourself talking while somebody's trying. I don't know if they're playing on a system like I'm set up with right now with a microphone and it's all kind of like bouncing around or how that works.
Sure.
I don't need to. I turn down all of my gameplay just so I can focus on certain things that I do with people's voices and things. And I can't do that. But I feel bad when I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll mute you though, because if you're playing certain games, you're trying to hear where things are coming from.
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask.
And if all I can hear is the echo, it's too much. Can't do it.
Would you be able to play with somebody that did not mic up and stay consistent with them in there? There's a lot of people that don't. I mean, I'm somebody that can, and I just have to watch you play. If I see myself die and you're right there when I die, if I think I'm doing good, which is probably wrong anyway, and you're still with me, and I recoup you the same way, follow you because of course you're already there and I'm respawning coming back, then I don't need a mic. I can follow you. And if you do a game request, do you ever do random game requests with people? Like
if I run a good team, I'll say, hey, let's run again. Absolutely. But Overwatch is kind of my game that I'd like to play without a mic sometimes, honestly.
How the fuck have you never played Overwatch before? Did you just
I have no idea.
Did you just start following me in the last 2 months when I smashed mine after the electricity went out? Or no? Okay, let me.
No, to be fair, when I stopped streaming altogether in like February, back when we found out she was going to have the baby. I started doing, because we didn't have the room for another baby. We weren't prepared to have a third kid. So there's a lot of things that needed. This setup where I'm at now was on the other side of the house, for God's sake. I mean, I had to move a lot of things. So I stopped doing everything to kind of prepare for that, because there was a big freak out moment. I'd just been a stay-at-home dad for a year, and that was a struggle mentally and figuring out all kinds of stuff, whatever. And then is, now she's having a baby. It's now I'm a stay-at-home dad raising a baby. That's a whole different ball game. So I stepped away from, doing a lot of things and started focusing on what I had to around here. So I'm really just getting back into a routine, because the baby story pretty consistently. I'm starting to get into a routine now, being able to do content again and everything like that consistently. I think the podcast is back to being every week, because we were like every 2-3 weeks at a time there for a while when the baby was born. So, which is mildly frustrating for an OCD state of mind, but you also know what you're doing is way more important than that. So,
and I commend you for that. I really do. It's nice that you're doing what you're doing to protect your own, because nobody's ready for kids. It doesn't matter if they're 9 months apart or as you are now, almost 18 years apart. It's life, man. And it's a blessing. And of course, wish you the best of luck, but I want you to do something for me. Your show tomorrow is going to be on Twitch, right? So would there be a link?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can see the comments on the right-hand side of that side, comment in it, and I'll put it up on the screen so everybody can see it, since I have the stream running at the bottom. So if you can comment in the stream.
Oh, sure.
Down the bottom. Anything that you want me to put up there. That way everybody will know where to find you at tomorrow. I'm not saying we're leaving, by no means. I'm good to stay as long as you want to.
No, I'm good.
I'm telling you what, I'm sporting wood right now talking about Overwatch, and if nobody likes it, they can fucking shit.
I tell you, Overwatch is one that even when I was streaming consistently, I played it and I loved it. And that's so funny. I just realized my wife wrote me a message. This is back from way at the beginning. My wife was watching too. Apparently, she said Hill's department store was bomb. Apparently, she's aware of that department store.
Really?
That we were talking about way back when we were talking about Toys R Us. Yeah, she said Hill's was bomb. That's that department store.
That's what I was. And then it was weird. Hill's left, and a store called Pomida came in, and then it slowly left. It was the owners were Paul, Michael, and David, or their parents were Paul, Michael, and David. So that's what their three things were. We had a place called Big Wheel. Just Big Wheel.
Big Wheel.
But it was like a Walmart, Kmart kind of store. Yeah, really? They were operational changes like Hills were. Huh. Ames, did you ever have an Ames before Ames, they went? Okay.
Yes.
Hills was right before Ames, because it seemed like whenever Hills went under around here, Ames popped up. So Ames could have been regional somewhere else and just been big enough to come in and buy out Hills. Kind of like every time Quality Farm and Fleet wants to change their name, they'll become Tractor Supply or fucking something else. For the longest time, it was the same shit. I was surprised to hear that Royal King was actually different than Tractor Supply, because the very first time I heard somebody say, "Oh, they're putting a Royal King in down in Gallipolis," I thought, well, that's Quality Farm and Fleet. Now Tractor Supply. Now it's going to this one. But no, it was by themselves. We've been in here for an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm not that high yet.
So speak for yourself. I'm drinking the 100 milligrams.
Well, see, that was the thing, though. Is I
pretty strong.
love. Can you tell the difference in a beverage between smoking and a beverage? You know how hard that is to tell people and get through? Because this is a 12-ounce can. Yeah,
sure.
12, and it's shaped like the energy drink can, so it's really slender and easy to drink. Just down right now.
Yeah.
And I set it down about a minute and a half ago, and now I can feel the fluffiness. Do you feel the fluffiness when it comes in? It's like, whew.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's different from an edible because edibles they take so long to creep up on you and kind of smack you all at once.
Well, unless you've had one of Bob's, you can't say that until you've ever had one of Kenneth Hughes, Bob the Green Scientist.
Yeah, okay, I follow him.
One of his fucking cookies, dude, it will melt you. It's like you sit down, you eat half of it. By the time it's in your stomach and you're tasting it, you feel it because everything he cooks with. Say there's 5 ingredients. Every one of them ingredients are individually infused themselves, and then they're all infused again. So when the sugar starts to metabolize in your body, you're getting it. When the butter, when the flour, when the sugar, and that's the thing. We had a show. I brought FL Dad and Shaggy and Big A on, which I think Shaggy's still with us right now because FL Dad had never tried them before, and he got some. I'm like, well, the first time you do it, I want you to do it. I'll bring you on live. And as he talked, you could watch him melt. You could see him melt. The effects of Bob's cookies, and it's not like some of the edibles when it's like, pow, there it is. It's wow. Wait a minute, where did the muscle in this arm go? And you feel yourself. The next thing you know, this foot's coming up. Like, what the fuck is? It was so.
Oh man,
I recommend. I do, and it's a selfless plug for Bob because Bob's got a couple of things from me. He's got a tray thing. I've got a pipe from him, and he sent me cookies once, and I will praise him. I've never had another one since he sent them there. I've never had the money to purchase them from them, but I will praise him because he's a godsend when it comes to cookies. Try it sometime.
That's amazing. So I find that stuff fascinating. We had a guest on our podcast. His name's Cyber Chef, and he's a guy that I've known. I met him, I think, a week after I started streaming.
Wait, did you comment so I could put it up on the?
Oh, I did in the private chat.
No, well, okay. I didn't see the private.
Chat.
No, you can put it up on the other one.
I don't know if that's where it was or what it was.
I don't know. I can't see where the private chat is. Just comment on the regular comment thingy. Yeah, when I'm on my big screen, I've got to find my remote because I need to bring it down one notch because the outer edge of my stuff is like weirdly done.
Sure.
And I can't see the outer edge of my board, and I feel bad. I'm sorry. I was not trying to take you away. I do want you to finish your sentence, but I want to put it up there so people can find your stuff. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's
tied to it.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it logged into it.
Huh. Oh, to see what your ad is. Don't you love that?
Sir. Yep. There you go.
Nope, not yet. Did it go up on top? Nope, there it is.
It just went in, yeah. There is the link for my Twitch. That is me. That's where we'll be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, same time as we were here. But guy we had on, his name's Cyber Chef. He's somebody I met, I think, a week after I started streaming. So we've been through the whole journey together. He just had a kid right when he started streaming too. So we've known each other through a good bit of life experiences and everything. And he's a guy that runs restaurants, and he's an edibles chef. Used to make gummies. He makes an medicated beef bulgogi. He was talking about using distillate to infuse his food and things like that. And it's all fascinating stuff to learn, man.
Oh yeah,
it really is. Or we had the Snapdragon Cannabis Company, the ones that I work with. Yeah, their guy Alec Wright. I call him the professor. We have 2 separate episodes where he's been on, and the amount of knowledge he dropped on me in that episode, I had to remind myself I was hosting a podcast episode because I found myself just sitting there going, "What?"
I love it. That's what I love the most about this show here. And please don't think I'm trying to take away from yours, because I love bringing somebody on here to get their experiences from it. And we actually had Bob on there. He popped in for about 45 minutes. So he was describing to him, this is why this is there. This is why you're feeling like this one. And this is how, he's got a cookbook that he's working on with some companies now, getting everything, all the illustration stuff done. Yeah, 420 Arcade's son, Janky, the one who done my Bongmaster Rob design, she's doing some of the illustration in his book for him. Because she's the one who did his little. Actually, it's him.
The logo.
The cartoon.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's awesome, man.
So is your podcast and you gaming two separate things, or is it all ran on the same channel?
So it's the same channel. I stopped gaming in February on there.
Oh, you're gonna fucking change now. When I get my PlayStation, we're going straight Overwatch.
Now I still game, but I don't stream it because now my gaming is more of, hey, here's 1 or 2 rounds. Okay, now I got to go take care of the baby, and here's 3 rounds, and now I got to go feed the baby, or baby's down, another baby.
So, do you save your highlights and go ahead and send them to your Twitch after you play?
Sure, okay. Sure. I don't send them to the Twitch, but I'll post them on my different Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Sometimes.
Okay, you just named those things that I don't have you on. I don't have you on either one of those, do I? I only have you on Twitter, I think.
I think so.
Unless we just started, because both my Instagram and TikTok are new. Which are they? Yeah, I got threatened by somebody today on TikTok. So if you're on here watching, sir, fuck off. I don't care. You can come to my house. You can find me. You can do whatever you want. This is what the message said. You better stop stalking my girlfriend. Every time she's live, you're online. So you're popping in her lives and seeing her. I'm like, I ain't got a fucking clue what you're talking about. But then it just keeps going on that he has 50 plus different TikTok accounts. He's going to start spamming the shit out of me, and he's going to come to my door and show me what kind of person I really am.
So who's stalking who then?
And I was like, okay. So I scroll back up to because this fucking message is this long, dude. And I went up and went, the name. So I typed in the name. Name didn't even fucking pop up. Okay, this guy must not know. He must have hit me wrong by accident because I'm not following the person that he's talking about, nor is that person following me. I couldn't find her. So then I started putting in these little icons and shit to see if it would work. Somebody popped up and they were on live feed. You ever go on TikTok and watch TikTok and scroll live like this?
Sure.
Okay. You see a little red line on top that says follow? That just immediately pops up in your For You for whatever fucking reason. Yeah. Evidently, the algorithm put her in there for 2 hours. So when I'm scrolling by watching all these, I'm a grown-ass man watching Pokemon fucking auctions going off here. And this motherfucker thinks I'm spying on his girlfriend because when I go bloop, bloop, whoops, there's hers. Bloop.
Right.
Bloop. So every time she's live, I'm live. I'm in these fucking giveaways, cat. Fuck off. Yeah. This one in 5 minutes. This one in 10 minutes. I want to watch this guy open up a $529 pack of fucking Pokemon cards that has 4 cards in it. You can suck on these nuts. So I said, I said, man, first off, what the fuck are you talking about? Second of all, you do what you got to do.
Right.
That was it. I mean, really.
People just go nuts on that stuff.
So you know what I really wanted to do? I wanted to go back through and find exactly who it was, but I'm not that kind of person anymore. Not on this channel. I would find it on but I'm trying to be on Master Rob. I'm trying to do this cannabis influencer, not just a content creator, because anybody can make a video, anybody can play a game, anybody can do anything, but not everybody can do a commercial. Not everybody can do what you've done. You've intrigued me enough to want to try the drink that you're tried right now, just because of things you've said. I mean, that's what it takes.
Yes, sir.
And who wants a stalker like me who scrolls through TikTok supporting their name with all this shit behind me? So I can take people like that with a grain of salt. I didn't for a while. I mean, I did. I snapped back at somebody on Twitter, and I never should have, because it started a part of me that I didn't want to see. So now I don't give a shit if the person comes on my show and downgrades me. I'm still gonna let them beat them. I don't care anymore.
Sure.
I get that shit around here. My escape is this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did that. I think I was commenting on somebody posted a thing about fantasy football, because I love fantasy football. Oh, they posted some. He put his lineup up and said, my league mate said that my roster's old. Do you think they're right? And I said, yeah, kind of. You don't have a lot of upside picks. And then he came back at me telling me that he was looking for somebody that had sports knowledge, not a fat old stoner who'd never done anything in his life, who should stick to wrestling and this topics. And I was like, well, first of all, thanks for stalking my page.
No shit. Thanks, man.
So you just told me everything I'm interested in.
I need the views, man. Thanks.
Weird.
Hey, you want to know my birthday? At least you know what I want now, motherfucker.
Thank you. They're blue, in case you're wondering. My underwear's blue.
Motherfucker, did you get my text? We're matching. We didn't match anything else. We got them draws right there.
Great minds, buddy. Great minds. That's too
no. I had one like that, but it went third party to me. It was They had me blocked when they even posted it, especially about these things. I think now that's why I wear them more, because when I don't wear them, I don't feel like, I know it's going to sound stupid, I don't feel like Bong Master Rob. If I sit here and smoke with you right now without these on, I'm just Robbie. You're at my house smoking. When I'm on here doing this, I want this atmosphere. I want everyone to look at me like I'm a stupid fucking stoner host with rabbit ears, because that's what I did the one time and it stuck. It's me.
That's your persona, man. That's
you got to deal with it. If
Absolutely.
I'm going to deal with, if I'm comfortable enough with myself wearing fucking rabbit ears, why the hell can't you be?
Hey, you're an exaggerated version of yourself on here, and you're true to who you are. There's nothing wrong with that.
Why do you think there's so many masks, dude? I have said this every time.
You kill me with those.
I'm telling you, man. Each one of those things, I don't just randomly pick those. People drop me off. I don't use all of them. There's certain ones that I follow that it's like when I watch the video, I laugh the hardest at, and it makes me feel good inside because that one thing made me laugh that hard. It's weird.
I understand.
It's like the multiple personalities of me. I can sit back here and be anybody I want behind a mask. I know that I'm still who I am every time that I do it, but still,
absolutely,
it's too fun not to.
Yeah. Hey, you got to be true to who you are. You have to. You just got to be genuine. Just being fake just does no good for anybody.
I don't know what this means. Rob breaks me a lot. What do you mean? What do I do? How do I break you? So,
I mean,
what do you do with my voice in these videos late at night?
It's the masks that do it for her, brother.
No, you know what it is? She has the Bo Jackson jersey I really, really want. We're going to trade. Yeah. She's got one.
I got a Reggie Jackson jersey for some reason. I don't even know why I still have that thing.
Probably because it's fucking expensively valued right now.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
I'm a Raiders fan, diehard through and through, always will be. And he was the reason why I really started liking the Raiders. And she broke it out one day on stream and showed me it's one of the real thick, heavier designed ones.
Yeah.
And I have a student glass that I don't always use, and that's going to be our tipping point. But I just don't know. I'd rather buy her one instead of giving her my old bong.
Sure.
You know? But a lot of people don't see it that way. They're like, dude, trade it. This is such and such dollar bong for this. Oh, what jersey? Like, yeah, but it's not the point of that. It's just.
It's the principle. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm weird. I'm weird, I guess.
I am too, sir. It's just we're wired differently. You know, I'm not a big guy on handouts and stuff like that, or doing something that's not fair. You know, my wife is the same way, and you know, we'd had friends of hers gave her something that you know, a device for me to use, wanted to just give it to her, and she was like, no, she's like, I gave her $50 for it because I didn't want to take it for free. I was like, yeah. I mean,
but when I do stuff for people, though, I don't want anything in return. That's the fucked up part. I'd rather have just a little bit of recognition of a thank you without having to ask for it. Appreciation goes a long way with me. So when I do things for people, if somebody offers me food afterward, somebody offers me something to drink afterward, that's pretty much family right there. Because it doesn't happen to my family. They bring their car to me when I go to it. So, of course, you know, it's not working that way. And I don't know why my music quit.
Yeah.
You better get back on here.
It did just randomly cut off on you.
Was that too loud? Could you hear it?
I can, but it's not aggressively loud or anything. It's just in the background.
Okay,
not bothersome at all.
Well, I'm back here where it echoes a little bit, and there's a cricket, and I'm either going to rip these fucking walls apart finding it, or I'm going to have to turn that, because I'll be doing this the whole fucking time we're talking. Like, I know it's in. And I really
you'll never find it.
Oh no, you'll get in that. Why is that? You can hear them the whole time, and you can walk right up to this like a little 1 foot by 1 foot square, wherever it is they're at, and they'll shut the fuck up. Yep. But you don't know where that 1 foot square is. You're still looking.
But they've got some kind of radar. They know as soon as you get close because they shut the hell up.
Is there a way to dual stream through Twitch, like to push it out to?
Oh yeah. You can dual stream that to different places. They didn't used to let people do that, but a couple years back, or a year or so back, I think maybe they started letting people do that. Because it's a big thing there. But yeah, it's I stopped doing the game streaming there in February. We just do the Wednesday thing on the podcast now, but I think I'll probably get back to doing a little more there eventually. But I'd like to just get the podcast out more places first myself personally. But Twitch there's a lot of opportunity on there. There's a lot of good people that you meet out there, but there's a lot of drama over there, man. It's crazy.
I've been watching a lot of people streaming on TikTok playing games and things. but they also have their Twitch attached to it there. So is that how they're doing it? You can, but see, that's weird. I can't attach StreamYard to TikTok yet. Maybe they don't have the contract with them.
I think with TikTok, you have to have so many followers before you can go live over there or something of that nature.
I did make that. I'm allowed to go live now.
Okay.
Whatever that sure. It's either followers or likes, one of the two. I think it might be 500 followers before you're allowed to go. And I just hit like, I don't know, 800 and some.
Oh, wow. I've never had any success with TikTok. That's the one I've never figured out. Never had. I've had 2 separate accounts over there. I don't think either of them ever topped 150.
I'm trying to do the smoking thing over there, but I'm close. I am very, very close to fucking up and getting kicked off. I've been warned twice.
It's a real problem with TikTok. Yeah, I edit my stuff on TikTok. I don't post most things on TikTok. When they realize that my podcast clips on TikTok also have little ads in the corners for Snapdragon cannabis stuff, they're probably going to kick me off.
Well, I was wondering the same thing, but the weirdest thing was the one video that I took for High 9 outside in front of my tree when I unboxed, just the one that I opened up that had the mixture in it, not the one with 24 cans. Instagram told me that it looked like a marketing commercial, and I needed to contact the ownership of the brand to make sure it was legal for me to do that. And all it was the same fucking video, just me, going around it. TikTok hasn't done that yet, but I've done commercials for everybody, but it's limited the amount you do. And I hope that Looper's not mad at me for doing it, but they're one that I would really do it. Like the one that you guys seen today when I was doing this, dancing across the screen. I'm not offering the product. I'm just or with
showing you what you're using.
Yeah. If you notice when I put those things on the screen, it's because I'm hiding what it is that's going to block it. Dude, that fucking couch, the video or couch block that I put on TikTok, not TikTok, X, tells people this is on Master Rob's show. That got restricted and kicked off because there's a weed picture in the corner, and I did not know that I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was a shoe, but it's a bong laying sideways next to the coffee table. So now when I use that, that's why I put the little like alert or shit like that. But when I do EGE, when I was doing theirs, I'll hold it back here so you can see it for a minute, but then I go in, hold it enough to focus and come back because you can see what it is. But I think if you hold it too long, it doesn't, because they've removed mine for that shit too.
Yeah, some places are weird with it. I think Facebook flagged one video of mine, and I've been putting out videos, like I said, for like 15 months with Snapdragon, the same stuff. Like one video ever got flagged, and I was like, I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Have you ever followed Sith on Twitch, or do you follow Sith on Twitch?
I don't know. I don't know if I do.
Okay, I know she's going to take this the exact way that I'm putting it out. She's fucking weird as hell, but she's good people. Sure. She is. Hey, she's fucking straight up good people, dude.
Normal people are boring. I don't know a lot of normal people.
Oh, and Sith, yes, you didn't just read it. I got the alert that told me in October, instead of me paying $9.95, whatever it is going to be $49.95 for whatever it is. And I lost Wi-Fi for a split second. I might split, like crackle for a minute. We had a storm come through earlier. Okay, it should be back now.
Yeah, you're good.
It always freaks me out. I was going to let you know that if I did leave for whatever it was, think nothing of it, just pop right back again.
Sure.
I'm going to put your Twitch back up. To all my Twitch followers or anybody that follows Dan over here that's actually on Twitch. Yes, his name's Dan. When I put this up here, it removes it, so you can't say, who's that guy? Yeah. We're calling him Steve for the evening.
Steve.
Go
with Steve. Go with Steve.
Your show is going to be live tomorrow on Twitch at 9 p.m.
Eastern. Yes, sir.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me pull up something real quick because it's too many of us to read. Going to see if they have a booth at the con with goodies and possibly discount codes. Where? For StreamYard? You're going to see if, or his drink that he's mentioning. I don't even know where the fuck you're going, Sith. She might be going to some sort of gaming con. She's been doing it for a while.
Some kind of convention. I've never been to a convention myself.
You know, I never have either, but now that I've seen some of these people that with these cannabis festival or conventions and shit, I would love to go see one. I would love to go out to the Champs. It's out there in Las Vegas and stuff, because I think she lives in Arizona, so Phoenix is another area that's got all those. When I used to work for Rocky Shoes and Boots, and we would send like these great big Unipack boxes that have, say, 40 pair of boots, but only one boot for each pair. You would send out the left size because you can't send out free boots. People are going to steal them. She would send one person, say in Texas, all the left boots of this camouflage style boot. You would send somebody in Connecticut all the right one. So when you would get them back into the samples department, you would send it out to the big conventions in, I think there's one in Orlando, one in Vegas, one in LA. So Weed has the same thing, and hers is TwitchCon.
Okay.
Wait, is this like after sex kind of? Is this something after Olding fans that we're missing here, hon? Or is this actual TwitchCon? Don't give her help.
Lord.
She has a lot of cleavage and she likes to express it very well on stage, even if she's not on stage. But God love her. I do. Somebody's got to. She don't take no shit either.
Heard. Yeah, well.
Anyhow, do you have any other people that you do? I just said do.
Do.
That you are sponsored or you work with, or anybody that gives you free shit that you want to give shout outs to? Feel free, man.
No, I really don't. It's really just Snapdragon Cannabis Company that's been so great with me, man. I've not really tried to work with anybody else too much. We've just really been focused on doing our own thing, man.
Do they have social media where people are able to pop out and?
Yes, sir. At Snapdragon Hemp.
Hang on, I was packing my little
my little. Nothing wrong with that.
From that thing.
Fill her up and rip her. Nothing wrong with that, sir. Yeah. Oh yeah. I said it.
That sounds like me after night Taco Bell.
Ah.
Fill up river.
Amen, sir.
You want me to send you a link to your cell phone so you can go outside and rip with me?
Nah, you good, sir. I'm thoroughly.
You look
thoroughly there.
I've watched you, man. That's why I love watching people on different products, because you can see the effects of it. There's nothing like an honest review that you can't give yourself, because you can't help it. Yeah, if you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody, your body's taking over. You can't try to go, I know, because if they catch you on, you're like, oh yeah, man, I'm just fucking around. 3 minutes later, you're like, yep, oh yeah.
Yeah. You can't hide the high.
And people say that you may as well stop smoking for a little bit because you can't get higher than what you already are. Bullshit.
I'm
telling you,
prove them wrong every day.
Me too. I have fucking smoked myself into a stupor more times a day than I have not. Just because.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just for the sake of doing it. Yeah, buddy. But I will.
Can you get situational high? That's what I call.
What do you mean?
Okay, I will smoke an ounce of weed every 2.5 days myself.
Okay.
Sometimes even 2 days. Most times 2 days. I'm re-up by the second day, finishing off by the half, and going way that way. And still not feeling like I get high like I do since you and I have been talking. We've been on here for an hour and a half, but it's like we're sitting in the same room together having this conversation. And when we go about doing that, it's just me passing it back and forth to you. It's like sitting and drinking with people. I can get drunk off 3 beers because I'm situational drinking. You know, I'm feeding off other people else's drunk. Do you feel that when you smoke? Well, I wanted to call it that, but I was going more with, I know people cigarette social smoke. I didn't want to call it social smoke that way because I didn't want you to take the wrong idea about it. Yes.
Fair enough. And I'm the weird one. I've always been the weird one. I've smoked weed since I was 18. I've never smoked a cigarette. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
Well, don't make you weird.
Well, I mean, I used to get so many funny looks like back in the day on that stuff. So I guess it's different time now. But
and now I know because I still smoke both. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because, as I said, we do this vacation every year at the cabin up in Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg, and it's so funny. I smoke, and I don't on vacation do any of it. I just took a vape with me and did little things here and there, whatever, right. And it didn't really realize until this year that pretty much everybody up there does it, and we just hadn't been doing it all together. And there were times when they went with, I think the one year I wasn't up there, they went and had some edibles and stuff like that. And I was like, well, damn, figures the one time I'm not up there, you guys go do all this. So whatever. But my brother-in-law came up for the first time ever, and we've been badgering him for like 7 years to go. And it was great because I finally found somebody that could smoke with me and keep up, which is really hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember telling my wife, I was like, God, I forget how much better it is to socially smoke and not just smoke by yourself when you're smoking with somebody else. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, it's just a different feeling, man.
It is. I mean, I know people call it a vibe all on its own and stuff, but it's not even that. It's almost like when I see one of my friends get high, I want to be as high as what they are. So I'm hoping deep inside that I look like they do right now. I hope the words coming out of my mouth sound just like that motherfucker. I mean, it makes it so much more fun. But then again, then it's done. You know what I mean? Unless you want to keep going. If you know you got to leave, you'll quit smoking for a little bit. It wasn't the same with alcohol. When I did it with my friends before, alcohol made it get super fucking loud. So we probably got in a fight, or we were just, let's fucking go somewhere. And yeah, it ended up that way.
You know what's funny? When you have alcoholics get together, they'll sit and be like, I can drink you under the table. Kids don't do that. We don't do that.
No, but I got people out there I'd love to have a smoke off with to see if I can survive. I want to sit in a circle with some of my friends that I've watched smoke or tried to call them out like on here, on live and whatnot. I would love to be able to do that, but no, you don't. But it's funny though, if you get a lightweight that only can take 2 hits and they get super fucked up. So you keep offering it to them over and over again when it's their turn. Come on. It ain't peer pressure, it's just your turn. Let's go. It's not
okay. So I got a good one for you. My same brother-in-law who won the fantasy football league, who I like giving shit. Not the one that finally came up this year on vacation, the one who's there every year. Different brother-in-law. He swears he smokes, whatever. So we're on vacation. So we go out there and we go sit down. All right. Pack up the bong and I pass it to him. So here you go. You know how to use a shot? He goes, oh yeah, I watched this man pick up the bong and try to light it before he hit it, like hold the lighter to it before he tried to hit it, and burn his thumb twice. And I'm like, what are you doing? I had to teach this man how to hit a bong. You know how long it's been since I had to teach somebody how to hit a bong? And I was already high as shit. So I'm finding myself going, okay, so you inhale while you're, I was like, now it sounds weird. Hold up. It's like, what's going on?
Dude, I mean, I do that to my friends. If I don't even think they're hitting it properly or good enough for me, I'll say, just hold the bong. I'll do everything else. And then I'll make sure, because you can tell when you see the veins start popping out on their neck, they're getting a good hit, or you can hear the weed start to crumble, then you pop it up real quick. I fucking love doing that because they're not. People can hold theirs the best they can. Well, like when I do a blinker, I'm not just holding it in my mouth and waiting a minute. That shit's going in my lungs. If you can't tell the difference in the darkness of the smoke, then you're not a smoker, or you're not somebody who wants to smoke.
You don't. Yeah. You know what somebody's
wasting. With you on that. I mean, I'm 100% with you. I love that though. I can't say that I've never, but I've had to be taught because I've only been really doing this shit for 5 years, and I feel bad for the name. The name that I came up with was because it was like Funkmaster Flex was the name that hit me, and then I was like,
sure,
wait, and then I don't even know where I seen it at, and then I was hitting from a bong that day, but then I had to associate myself with it, so I was giving away bongs every other week, just for that reason. I was getting them, trying them, rating them, giving them away, and it was
good
fun.
Marketing plan.
It was fun, and it was all my money. Everything that I've done, I spent all my money doing it. I've been doing this part for almost going on 2 years now as well, and just now got a paid sponsor for the first time. But I think it's because of my own stupidity. I can take some of these sponsors other places. I've got people like Looper that I've been with since I started.
Yeah,
100%. Do everything with them just out of kindness because I love the product. I get so much free shit from them. It's astronomical.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to one of their conventions. I've seen all their videos when they were out in Vegas. I would love for them to fly a bunch of us out to do cannabis content and sit there at their fucking booth. Because a model can hold something and make it pretty all you want. I want to talk to somebody that's hit that motherfucker on a Tuesday night at 10:45, listening to 2 other stoners. I want to know what effect that had on them.
Amen.
Because I don't know. I guess I'm that kind of guy. I mean, is that your feeling on that? The way those are?
No, I'm with you on that, man. I love that experience and seeing what it does to different people. That's unfortunately for me. It's all my friends are just such lightweights. It's terrible. That's why it was so nice when he came up, because even once I instructed him on how to hit it correctly, I remember he hit it once and clears it, pulls the thing out, bam. He's like, and I'm like, that's great. You did a great practice hit of solid air.
I was
want to light it this time when you hit it, and then he hits it. I'm like, all right, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Do you dab?
And then he coughed for the next 7 minutes. Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't. I don't know why. I do when Looper sends me some, or if a buddy stops by with it.
Sure.
But I'll go to a friend of mine's house and do it, and he has to teach me every time. I let him control everything because if I don't listen to him, I'm going to throw up. I know that I am.
Yeah.
I'm somebody, because I think it's where I smoke cigarettes, and I always have that hard draw.
Yeah.
And the first time that I ever smoked dab, I got fucking drenched in sweat, beat red, hacking and coughing. I don't want this high.
I've had to take all my clothes off before because I was sweating so much. I mean,
was it fucking crack? You know,
oh
somebody
my
laced this
God.
shit, all that, man. I was all through every bit of that stuff, but I just couldn't figure it out. But no, you don't hold it in like you do weed, or at least I'm not supposed to, because it takes such a deep hit.
And that's such a hard habit to break. It's
Isn't it?
damn near impossible. I'd say when I get it now, because a lot of times Snapdragon Cannabis, when I get stuff from them, he sends me free stuff all the time. So I understand where you're coming from. You work with companies for a long time. It's great, man. But what I do now is I'll pack a bong or a bowl or whatever, and I'll just take a little piece of it, put a little dab on top, just a little creamy center, creamy nougat in the center of the bowl. It works real good that way, because then it evaporates down in and makes the whole thing kick real hard for you. So it's nice. But the first one I have is just a glass and a blowtorch. That's so hard to control. You'll kill yourself.
Oh yeah.
Kill yourself.
When I first time I ever seen somebody come to my house to do it, I thought, I am not freebasing with these motherfuckers. You ever heard what happened to Richard Pryor? Motherfucker thought there was monkeys in his house, caught himself on fire, ran down the street. That's the life-changing experience. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, he was freebasing, saying stuff. No, don't bring a blowtorch in my house. But of course, you pretty much have to, unless you buy the things that are the preheaters.
Have you ever used one of those things?
I hit one out of the coil wrap. My buddy has one of those.
Okay.
It's the full bong, everything. It just has and then he had one that it was a removable coil too. You could actually put it on a new rig. Now I've tried both of those, but not some of the other ones that I've seen.
The nicest thing we ever tried, same vacation this past year. It was a good vacation this year, right? I have this weird habit of getting things for free on vacation. Like the year before, we go to Gatlinburg. They do these tastings where you pay whatever, and they give you these bunch of mini shots of a bunch of different kinds of whiskeys. I have a habit of taking drunks shots, and they can't figure out what happened to them. So I get free stuff all the time. So we went to a dispensary, and we're trying to figure out what to get, and it says tasting $20, and there's 4 of us. We're like, oh yeah, we'll do a tasting. What is it? So the guy goes over and pulls out this dab device and puts something in it, and then programs it on his phone. And he says, when this vibrates, you have 2.5 minutes. Just keep passing it back and forth.
Did I lose you?
That's it. It's done. That's it. Oh.
I think my Wi-Fi glitched there for a minute. I think again. I didn't know if it was me or you. I don't understand it. One of us did. You were in the process of I think it was mine.
Might have been me.
Did you figure out what it was, or whatever what you were hitting out of?
The device.
You remember? He said, "Did you remember afterwards? You have to come back and say, man, what the fuck was that you hit me with?"
Oh, man, it was great because it was so smooth, though. He said it was like $200-$300 the piece. I said, how much does something like that run? He said that piece is about $200-$300. And I was like, yeah, don't tell me what it is then, because I want it, and I can't buy that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was great because he goes me, and then my brother-in-law, then the other guy, then the other guy, and then me, him, then me, him, skips this guy, me, him, skip a guy, and then me and the guy on the end. So the one guy took 2 and the one guy took 3. And then for the 2.5 minutes, it's just me and this guy dab. And it's just.
Now I have a mini Vista dab rig that Looper had sent me when they became partners with him with their stuff. And that's how we did mine, because.
Best part of that story, he forgot to charge us for the tasting. We got the whole thing for free.
No shit.
We stayed in there and talked to him for like 20 minutes about gaming and stuff like that. And then get out. And I'm like, where's the receipt? He didn't charge us for the damn thing. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude, that's badass.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. That's
no, please. I was just going to say that the one dab rig that I do have, it's an auto starter like that. It's in the living room. I go get it. You put the dab in the center, then you put the cone tip back on. It's called a Mini Vista 2. I know Sith's got one. A couple of other people out there have got them. If you were an affiliate with Looper, you ended up getting one. Ooh. And it ran for about 1.5 minutes if you had enough people, and you could get it going. Now, I would hit that for the 1.5 minutes by myself.
Whoa.
And then I would repack it
Danger.
before I realized what the fuck I was doing. So yeah, it's designed to don't fill it up.
No.
But see, my friends though, they can smoke dab like I smoke weed. They could put a fucking 1/8 of a gram or something down inside there and rip the fuck out of it and be just fine. Oh no, I can't even look at that. Nope, not me.
No, I'm taking the littlest piece in there, and then I'm milking it and trying to. Oh man, forget it.
I've asked different people on what's the best to start with, how to start with it. Do I need to start with a hybrid, a sativa? How do you know the difference? I have no clue. I really don't. I don't think I do it enough.
You just kind of gotta dive into it. I think.
I walked into the local shop here not long ago doing the same thing. I was wanting to get a dab rig, and it was, here's the $700 one. I don't need one to wipe my ass for me.
Thank
I just
you.
want one that I can. I want one that I can get. I mean, nothing against the guys.
I use that one. That's great.
Twisted glass. I'm serious because I mean, I've made videos there. I've made videos for Looper there. I love the new place they've got that's closer than all the rest of them here, but I can't afford that. I ended up settling for a $30 little dab rig that's like this fucking big that you turn on with 5 clicks and you can watch the coil heat up on the inside, the dab hit up. It was $35. But I got a discount because I have my medical card and then a discount because you're part of their stuff. So it wasn't that bad.
For sure.
And it was like, I think a 1/4 gram or a 1/2 gram. And it lasted me 3 days because it told me when to shut off. You know, it wouldn't let me go any further because the little batteries in them will say, no, you've got to wait. And it was pretty cool. I can't remember what the name of it is. I've got the box somewhere.
Right.
I don't know where.
That's awesome. Yeah. See, if I had a fancier device for it, I would probably dab more. Because it's just so much stronger, it's so much more effective. But yeah, with just using a straight blowtorch, it's so inconsistent. I can't figure out a good method to not kill myself with it. So,
and I think it has a lot to do with the heat for how it burns your throat too, doesn't it?
If you're absolutely, it's about a nice level, maintaining a nice even heat on it. Because I've seen things about hold the heat on it this long and hold it till it looks this color, or hold it like this. Right. Everybody has a different style of it.
Never dawned on me to do that. I'm a welder by trade, and I can watch people weld. I can hear them weld and let them know what they're doing wrong. Even though I'm not the most perfect welder, you know what you're listening for. You're knowing if your hood's down and you got a bright glow and you know it's getting ready to burn through because you can just visually see it getting ready to come. It's when you back off of it. Let the glow go down each time. And I wasn't doing that when I was dabbing the first time. The person was like, let me heat this up and just go with it. So I just went with it. It wasn't one of my friends. And actually, wasn't even anybody I smoked with before. I don't even know why I trusted them enough to do it.
Damn.
But I do it with the bong too. A lot of people complain that they see me with my lighter almost lighting every single time I hit off the piece of the pipe. But if I do it in the middle, it feels like you burn it down so quick that when you hit it with your lighter again, you're sucking your flame straight through and it burns your throat. I try to hit the edge and then slowly keep the edge burning each time. But then I'll spot it as I'm smoking. You look on the side. If you see it getting glowy red a little bit further than midway down, stop. If not, your throat's going to fucking burn. I don't give a shit if you got ice in there or not. Your temperature of your smoke changes when your fire gets closer to your throat, people.
Absolutely, it does.
And it took me forever. And I get it when you were trying to teach somebody with the bong. It actually scared me for the first time when I did it.
Yeah.
I always wanted to hit one and just see how long it was, see if I blacked out and shit. But I'm like you. I was afraid to see what it actually did to me.
Yeah, and for his whatever, I wish he just would have told me he didn't know what he was doing because I would have.
Yeah, but you
whatever.
You
can't. But at the same time, I wish I would have been recording because oh my god, it was so. I laughed so much.
The crazy thing is, I think I'm opposite.
Yeah.
If you ask anybody, like I'm gonna shout out to Kyle too, the same guy that gave me that dab rig. Whenever he went to smoke with me, I warned people. I'm like, look, I know you're used to dispensary weed. I know you're used to what I like to call gas station weed.
Sure.
This weed that I've got this time from this company, it knocks my dick in the dirt, and I smoked this much weed. Oh, it's all right. I'm good. All right. That shit fucks you up. It was crazy, man. We hit that shit 4 or 5 times. I shouldn't have did it. I even told him, like, man, I'm already high. I need to stop. We were going to have to work on his car. So we were trying to change, I think it was his brake caliper or rotor or something. I think we stood there and stared at it for an hour and a half before we realized, hey, you know what? If one of us starts working, we might be able to get that better. Or we like laid on the ground. It's like we're going to put the jack under there. And I laid under the front. He laid under the side. We're just laying there talking to each other. Like, what do you think? We should put jack under there? I love doing that, man. I love getting high with somebody and working on something because it changes my focus.
Amazing.
And it makes me so much more like safety oriented too. I don't do it when I drive. I do not like to smoke and drive. But sometimes I have to if my anxiety is too bad for the situation that I'm going to have to drive for. But I do not like to get ripped because then then my anxiety's worse. Then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
do I look high? Does my car look high? Why did I ask if my car looked high? My car hasn't smoked anything. What the fuck is going on? I mean, yeah, you're like, did I wear high clothes?
That's amazing.
Do I have crumbs on my shirt? If they
Are those mailboxes staring at me?
Yeah. If I get pulled over, should I go ha na na nee na the peepaw, or should I say hi, I'm high, or just say yep, you got me? What should I do? Yeah, it's too confusing.
Yeah,
I hate doing that.
Yeah, you got to know the right situation for you and what works for you.
What is your biggest buzzkill in that fashion? Like if the cops pulled up on you, would it kill your buzz if you had a high? Like
sure.
Sure,
I'd be freaking out just because I mean I've been doing it since a time when you couldn't do anything. So if you get caught with anything, you were immediately done.
I think I have this self. Wow, self. Sure, Robbie. False is the word I was going with. How I end up with self, I have no idea. This false security that my medical marijuana card will save me for the level of high that I am if I over. Because I don't carry weight with me at all. I never do. I'm just not that kind of person unless I'm coming or going from where I'm purchasing it from. If I go look with my friends, I'm like, stop by, I'll give you some and I'll meet you there. I just don't like it. I mean, all my siblings are in law enforcement. I got 4 of them. My youngest sister is a dispatcher, but her husband is in law enforcement. So in turn, it's there. My other sister, her husband is a sergeant at a prison. So he's also a deputy sheriff. Both my brothers are deputies. I'm the black sheep of the family, of course. I do my content. They understand it. I do my content outside. I do shit that's illegal. And if they come in my house and they do see weed in a bag, and if it's illegal, I'd rather get a ticket than me sit in my house with something in a pill bottle or what looks like a pill bottle of a sort that would make my brain say,
sure.
Yeah, I remember that because it's just like a dog or a cat. They look at their bowl, they associate that with food. That's good shit. They look at the shoe that you threw at them for shitting in the floor. That's bad shit. That's why you disassociate food from shoe. But a lot of people
something's going to trigger your impulsion, and you don't want it around. That's just maturity and knowing how it works for you.
But it's weird saying it out loud sometimes, though. It makes it hard.
True.
I'm the most socially awkward person. I do not like to be in the center of attention unless I make myself the center of attention. Believe it or not.
I'm with you.
But I can do this. I can do this. How come I can talk to you? I have never spoken with a word to you before you and I met in person here tonight. It's all been either through chat here or through Twitter.
Yep.
How can we sit and have a conversation? And my opinion, this, it makes me not because I was an empathetic person before, because when I meet somebody, I feel their feelings when they talk to me. I always have. Sure. I like to get in the emotion of a conversation because it makes me feel more comfortable with you being yourself than me trying to give you a false, no, really? People like that really rub me the wrong way. If you're going to say, 4 times in a row, I know you're not paying attention to what I'm saying. It's nothing against you as a person. That's just how you are. But my mind is like, did you see the elephant?
It's the image you're presenting is that you're tuned out. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good that you can meet people and click with them. And I honestly couldn't do that on Valium. I couldn't do that on beer. Because if you and I were drunk right now, our opinions would fucking matter. I would make sure that you knew my opinion mattered, not just to me, but it's going to fucking matter to you whether you like it or not. And sometimes it's not because you intentionally do it or anything like that. It's just because it's nature.
It's just the effect it has.
Yeah, each thing triggers differently. And that's people trying to say, well, there's no difference in being high on weed and driving and drinking alcohol and driving.
Huge difference. Bullshit. Huge difference.
I regrettably say I've done both. And fucking bullshit.
Not for a while in the drinking, but
if I am drunk, if I was drunk, I have not drank honestly a really long time. But if I were drunk, it was Grand Theft Auto. I'm getting in this motherfucker, we're going, I'm screaming, let's fucking rock it. If I think I'm even remotely high, it's seatbelts. Everyone, shut the fuck up, turn off every device. It's dark, turn them over. I cannot see a light at all. I'm focused. We're going down the road. Right. Is me overly cautious just as worse as somebody that's non-cautious? I mean, if that's the case, then I guess we can go that route. But I've seen plenty of blue hair white knuckles. You ever seen a blue hair white knuckle?
Can't say I have.
An old woman in a Cadillac that she's only 4'2", and you know she can't see over.
Oh, she can't see over the
all
wheel.
You can see is the blue hair, the white knuckle. If a blue hair red or blue hair red knuckle, if they're allowed to drive, I'm allowed to drive stoned. Because I can't drive behind one of them motherfuckers not stoned.
That's true.
I can't even drive. I can't even go out my front door. No, my landlord drives out being stoned. I love her to death, but it freaks me out because these semis that pass by here, hauling gravel and sand, going 50 mile an hour, and bless her heart, cruising through at 35, getting ready to turn.
Yeah.
If my response time is of that, then I shouldn't smoke.
Yeah.
But I think my response time is better. But I don't want to. I'm not trying to downgrade on the elderly because I think the elderly is probably the most of my views on YouTube because I catch them at. I try to catch them at the early bird special hour is what I try to do.
There you go.
I told you, man. If you look at some of the shit that I've got.
What's up, Breaky? That's my homie.
Let's get right to ask here. Do you want to have him join us? If he wants to join us, send him a link. I don't know if we follow each other on Facebook or on Facebook. On X.
I mean,
no. I mean, if you guys want to promote your show or anything like that, if he's the other, is he the one that's on the show with you?
Oh no, he's he's just a good friend of mine, man. Follows the show all the time. He's another He's another Twitch streamer.
No, we don't want him. Stay away. No, nothing against you, man. Really, that wasn't it. I was just wanting to say, by all means, since you're sharing your show, I would love to have your co-host if he was available.
Well, he's a big hockey guy because that's our show. So what we do on our show, we do a lot of sports, 420 dad stuff, and then we always play at least one game. We usually do we call it the fucking challenge in the middle because fucking's our old Call of Duty plan.
Who are you?
What's that?
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you though?
Who are you?
There's a Flyers right there. You see that fucking Flyers logo? Who are you in hockey?
Oh shit, he would love you, sir.
I just put Pikachu up there not because he was falling.
I'm not a hockey guy. Hockey's not my sport.
Flyers fan
of any sport of the sports, hockey's the one I know the least. So that's where hockey's his main.
That's where I'm at in soccer, but I'm learning because I'm starting to dig some fucking soccer.
Oh, soccer. Oh, yeah. Neither of us have been to soccer. I'm the basketball guy. He's the hockey guy. I like football better. We're both huge baseball fans. We're both middle-aged dads, doing all that. So we do a lot of stuff like that. So he's right now actually playing hockey. He plays with the rec league like 2-3 nights a week.
Well, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, he's on Instagram as the beer league goalie. He streams his hockey goalie stuff. So he's just getting back to doing that. But yeah, he does that a few nights a week. I don't think he's getting done till 30 minutes or so now.
The Flyers.
Yeah.
Yes, the Flyers. And you know what? It's weird.
Yeah, Freaky's an Avalanche guy.
Okay, well, if you can't tell, because let me do this real quick. Do you think somebody's sports team reflects who they are? Like, do you see people liking the Lakers, the Patriots, and the Yankees?
Okay, the only exception to that is if you're from that area, I can't necessarily fault you for liking it if it's
right because you kind of go by association. You don't have choice. I do get that. Okay.
But absolutely, certain fan bases are a certain way.
Red Sox, Raiders, Flyers. That's mine. If you look at those three teams from the 70s, you'd be better off walking down the fucking street with a gun and just begging somebody to just come up and hand it to you and have them shoot you because they're the worst of the worst. And I hate that it's me feeling that way. Oh, he's Canadian. Are you a Montreal Canadian? Like, are you a Canuck fan? Are you trying to say? Oh, okay, wait, not the team from Canada. So you're actually Canadian, not a Canadian team fan. Gotcha.
No, he's from Canadian. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I've been there. Believe it or not.
Did you say from Canadian?
I did. I said from. I always say Canadian. Anyway, do you see my logo, sir? I really hope. I hope if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan, you're a fucking Denver Broncos fan because here's the Raiders. Everywhere around me is the Raiders. I even kind of mimic my Bondmaster interlace.
That's beautiful. It is a Raiders logo. I love it. I
swear if he puts Broncos in there, I got okay, he says no. Good.
No, he's not a Broncos guy. No, that's too funny.
Dude, if I'm not following you, by the way, on X, please, by the way, if you send me one, I'll follow you back after we're finished here for sure. Thanks for being a good boy on that.
No, he's good people, man.
I know, a lot of people get rubbed the wrong way, and I know it's not because he's Canadian and he's used to taking shit. It's just yeah, they're my teams, but if they lose, I'm not those kind of people that I know you know people that way that, oh God, my team lost. I have to go home and rip everything apart. I have to go home and beat my wife just because my team lost. I have to go home and rip out the pubes from my taint with my dog's teeth because my team lost.
I'm going to answer that question.
Fucking dog in the fight unless you bet on it. If you bet on it, that's different. If you're
sure.
If don't associate yourself in that team sport. I'm a Raiders fan. I don't associate it as we. You know what I mean? We're like, well, we won today. Did you now? Did you get up off your ass and get some weed, Robbie? Sure did. I won today. How the Raiders do in their game? Oh, they fucking pulled one out their ass in the last like 5 seconds of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No,
well, I'll answer that question about whether I live or die on whether or not my team loses by telling you this. I am a lifelong Cubs fan. So obviously it's not all about winning and losing for me.
I've got a Raiders tattoo right here on my arm. So
yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
And
so for me, it's Cubs, Mavericks, and Packers. Those are my teams.
Now, when I was younger, I followed Bo Jackson. Okay, until I was understanding like what sports were, I was following favorite players, and I loved how he was a dual sport person.
Oh, yeah.
I loved the Kansas City Royals, and which was crazy. You're like, you like the Royals and the Raiders? Well, because of course the Kansas City Chiefs go back and forth.
Do you even watch sports, bro?
Yeah, do you even have any clue? I don't fucking care. Then when you went to Chicago, I was a White Sox fan, and then it was, let's see, 7th, maybe 8th grade, I think, is when he went to, I don't even want to say their name because I'm going to get it wrong. Is it the Los Angeles, California Angels of Anaheim now, or is it the San Andreas Fault? Whatever the 38 fucking word name they are. He started playing with
team names are awful nowadays.
Yeah, too many people want to know. And the advertising's kind of getting a little bit to it, too. I get it that everybody ran out of money during COVID, but we know your shit's getting washed by Tide. It's just people don't understand the fact that we're just paying more money to watch those sports because you're buying Tide because you're watching him play with Tide on his shirt. We don't need that. But I mean, it's fine. They do what they want. I'm nobody. He used to be a Packers fan. So who are you? Who'd you say for your football team?
He's a bandwagon guy, man. He's all over the Chiefs, I believe.
You?
So, I'm gonna give you shit break. Me, I'm a Packers guy.
Packers guy.
See, that was so the Cubs comes from my father, his father. I mean, they lived in Chicago. They've been Cubs fans forever. Mavericks, I grew up in Texas. That's when I fell in love with basketball back when the Mavericks weren't any good. Right. And then the Packers, honestly, I didn't get into football until I was, I don't know, almost after high school, actually. And I liked watching Aaron Rodgers, and then I started liking the Packers. And now I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, but I still like the Packers. So, you know.
Right. That's how I was with baseball. I didn't like baseball in school. I did not like it after school. I was always a Raiders fan, always liked football. Didn't really care for basketball until Dennis Rodman came on the scene. His aggressiveness from in Detroit, and then when I was a Detroit fan when he was in Detroit, and then I went over
to Bill Laimbeer out there banging people around, and Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, that was a team.
I mean and that's the crazy. And I grew up with all of that between Sean Kemp and Jordan Pippen, all these people coming all out at the same time, and people were thinking, why aren't you? No, I want the dude that's got his hair dyed. I want the dude that's got his nose pierced. Why? I don't know. Why am I a Raiders fan? I started liking baseball pre-2003. So if anybody says anything, you didn't start liking them until after the curse of the Bambino was broken. No, I was a fan of them beforehand. I don't know why. I think it was because they hadn't won a fucking World Series in 38,000 years or whatever it was.
Some people like the underdog.
I'm a glutton for punishment. But I also will not watch them. I will not watch the Raiders play. That's my curse. If I watch the Raiders play, they lose.
I understand that. I did not watch the last 2 games of the World Series the Cubs won because it was not going well when I caught the games because I was still working back then. So.
And then you blame it on yourself for chiming in at the time. I'd never fucking looked in right then. It had never been that bad.
Oh, yeah, my wife pointed it out too. Love her to death. But she was like, it works better when you don't watch. She's like, I know.
The Raiders,
but I want to see it.
Raiders and the Buccaneers, 2004. I was a bartender then, so I was bartending while the games were on because everybody wanted to watch football. Well, the AFC Championship had to be on the fucking jumbotron behind me, and I wouldn't turn around and watch. Everybody would give me shit. I would turn on at halftime and watch highlights, but to me, it's I don't know. I mean, it's not a curse. It's not a jinx. It's not even
believe what you believe.
Yeah, it's not even a superstition in my book. I think that I'm an asshole, and that's my karma coming to get me. That I really want to watch, and I want to be the one that can look over at somebody sitting next to me and go, "Ha! They fucking won," instead of hearing that every time, and I can't.
But you can't have nice things.
Nope, I can't.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Even if they play the worst fucking team in the league, and no, nope, it's okay. We were kind of raised around here, like you were saying, regional shit. We have the Steelers, the Browns, and the Bengals.
Sure.
And every store you go into, Dollar General, even most gas stations, those three teams are beating to your head all the time. And then I always get that, like, you're from Ohio. Why don't you like one of them teams? Because I've been outside of Ohio, because I've had a TV.
Right.
Because my mom said when I turned 18, I was allowed to do what I wanted.
And
why not?
I mean, to each their own. I've been living here long enough in Georgia. People are like, oh, you don't like the Braves? It's like, no. Like, why not? It was like, Braves fans.
Yeah, my grandmother was a Braves fan, and when I was growing up, she babysat us a lot when my mom was at work, and that's how I learned baseball was her and was with the Braves. I did not come out a Braves fan. One of my brothers did. I didn't. I ended up as a Red Sox fan. But you're right. There's just certain.
Well, when you're living in it too, and you have to hear it a lot, and it's not your team in the area, you get a certain amount of disgust.
Do you roll yourself up in shit on the basis? I mean, just on the basis. On the daily is what I meant to say, not on the basis. I left the word out. Hey, do you ever do that to somebody? I love doing that to a person who's very anal about their team, like my Raiders hat, of course. If I walk up to you as a Packers fan who I know gets super anal about it wearing a Packers hat, I'll go, dude, you got fucking shit all over your hat, right? And make them like go to it, take it off, see it, and it affects them so much. Have you ever do that to people?
I've never done that to people. I may have to steal that one. That's a good one.
You got to at least try it once, man, because it's funny.
That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, I'm all for messing with people.
I'm not somebody who I've been called a jerk a time or two, but it would be followed up by an apology because I overstepped my bounds, and I am well aware that after that happens, I try to push my limits the best I can with certain people, especially people that I do love or care a lot about, because if you can't have fun, I was always told that the funniest comedy is the most truthful comedy. If I was to become a stand-up comedian, I would tell them start to finish, remember from birth till right now. Half of them would cry. I would probably get a book deal. I would probably get a fucking rape in the back corner, or something weird was going to happen to me, because it's the truth. Your life is a fucking just comedy if you want it to be that way. And I've worked in plants, and I worked in a maintenance department at a steel mill. And the first day that I started in there, the guy came up to me and he's like, remember, you got to be thick-skinned to be in maintenance. Some of the jokes you would hear in there would make a grown man cry. I've seen people want to fist fight over fucking jokes. Really? So I've got yes. And I'm not even, because I've got people's names behind me right now, and because I'm wearing my own gear, I will not repeat any of the ones that are vile in that way. But if you and I are playing online, I might say one or two of them that I don't even know how somebody came up with it. And what hurt me the most is I fucking laughed for a second because it was so fucking awful that it was like, fuck, that's funny, you cocksucker. I can't believe you made me laugh at that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so just so unexpected. It gives you that momentary laugh of, oh, wow. Okay.
It's fucking awful. It really is.
I'm bad about just situationally. If I'm uncomfortable, if there's something going on, I will just casually laugh when I'm talking about things. I used to run restaurants. I used to get complaints about like, oh, he was laughing at me. I wasn't laughing. I was like trying to explain what was going on in the situation. It was kind of a funny situation. Whatever. Yeah.
That's the way it was with being a bartender. I mean, you've got to be able to, which having kids helped. I mean, it really helped because you get that, and you have three conversations with me with three kids. I have three conversations going on at one time. So I know that when I walk up to like the edge of the bar, if there's 3 or 4 people there, and you can hear them all talking at once, you can multitask. Some people can't. Some people, and I've worked with people, been laid on by people, and I know you have too, that have a one-track mind. You can't tell them one other thing, or they'll forget fucking everything else on top of it.
Tunnel vision.
Not to mention they can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How does chewing gum and walking at the same time automatically make your feet become like Sideshow Bob's from The Simpsons, to where you trip over anything and everything. Have you ever seen that? I mean, I've been pretty fucked up before, but there's a lot of people out there that I hate to laugh at them, but I thought I was bad.
Yeah.
If we can,
I mean, I've worked in restaurants, man. You try to get people to multitask over there, and it's a freaking nightmare sometimes. I mean, I've had people that you start putting them in a drive-through, and they're like, "Wait, I have to listen to somebody talk and take their order and take money. Well, I need help." Well, no, you don't. Trust me, you don't. It's like I can run 2 speakers at one time and keep it all sorted. You don't need help with one.
I applaud you for that, because I worked in food industry considered. I worked at Wendy's when I was 16. From 16 to 18, when I graduated, I moved to North Carolina, started working construction, and then my whole life of industrial maintenance, welding, all took off from there. So sure. I was a sandwich. First, of course, I started always the guy out on the grill. So I was on the grill first.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn more because I just don't want to do this. So when sandwiches came up, I wanted to learn every sandwich, what goes on every sandwich, how quick you can do it, all this. So I made it a game every day and made it go. I fucked up one night when my manager was coming up through. A girl that was working up the front. She's like, "Here, I need you to go work back hole," which means you have to take the orders from drive-through. If you have no orders, you got to fill in every other spot on the way through. And I'm like, "I'll do it." She looked at me and said, "Order's $3.75. Somebody hands you $5. How much money are you giving back?" I said, $1.25. She handed me the fucking set. And it was the worst but yet greatest time of my life, because you're right. Because you have somebody outside your window right now paying you. You have somebody else in your ear ordering. You have the rest of the store in this ear communicating with one another. So you got to know which one, A or B, to talk to while you're doing that, which I'm sure yours was 10 times worse. Back then, you just had A and B. One was for outside, one for inside. And then you always had the one guy that would fuck with you. And he keeps saying, "I'm just going to say something outside." And he would hit the button. And you would think he was talking outside, but he wasn't. I was that guy. Because they knew when somebody would go to order, if they could hear me, I was talking to that guy. But I could hit B and talk to them and not talk out there. So
A's for the assholes, B's for your buddies. That's right.
So you hit the B. Can I get anything else that I could possibly fucking do for you right now? I had a manager almost fire me because she came to the window apologizing to the person, which I knew the person anyway, but I didn't say anything.
Oh, that's too funny, man.
Until she realized what we were doing.
My bit was voices. I loved, because I would be managing and I would be the person. I spent like 13 years in Taco Bell. That was the majority of my fast food. I ran those. I have trophies in a box somewhere from running Taco Bells, for Christ's sake, if we really want to get into it. But I would be the guy at night, when things would slow down a little bit. I'd be making the food, and I'd have a guy in the window or send somebody to do dishes and be like, "Hey, I just need you to stand there. Just take money over there, whatever. I'll take the order. That's all you got to do. Just come take the money, whatever." So I'd have, say, my favorite one was, rest his soul, Wesley, great kid. He, I don't know what happened to him. He died real young, but he was Peruvian. I'm Puerto Rican. Mm-hmm. Both of us, straight English, didn't have an accent, anything like that. So I'd get on the headset and I'd be like, "Hey, man, you go in the window." So they pull up and be like, "Hola, welcome to Taco Bell. What can I get for you today?" "Okay, do you want 2 tacos, 3 burritos? It's going to be 847 pesos. Go ahead and put it into the window. My name is Jose Juan Carlos. Have a good day." And then they pull up, and he'd be a 5'5" Peruvian guy, and he'd just be like, "Hey, what's up?" And they'd be like, "Was that you?" And they might be like, "No, it's my boss." And be like, "Don't lie to them, it's you."
Oh my God.
He hated me, man.
God, dude. I love that.
I would do girls' voices. I would do, Steve and shit. I had so much fun. That's funny. Yeah, I had a good time. I had a lot of fun. I had too much fun running.
I loved it. Honestly, and I really think everybody should have. Like in China, I shouldn't just point out China. A lot of countries out there, when you hit a certain age, you have to go in the military. No ifs, ands, or buts. You don't have a choice. You're done. I think in the United States, when you turn of working age, if it's 16, 15, whatever it is in your state, you have to work with the public. You've got to know what it's like to have a good day and a bad day and a great day and a fucked up day. I want to kill myself day. I want to get married. I just peed myself. I'm pretty sure I got a boner. I don't know if that was a fart. And you know what? I think that might have been my sister. If you could get all that piled into a 2-hour shift and understand it and differentiate whatever's going on and filter through your mind, no, that's what's wrong with our world today. Am I wrong, though? I mean, because it's the way it is. You don't know. Everything changes. You have to know what it's like to treat different people different ways because not everybody's the same.
No.
And I love the fact that my oldest daughter, got a job working in. It's weird. It is a deli style. We make fresh homemade donuts. Plus, you can buy anything and everything Amish in this place at one time. But my kid's not Amish. It's called Cool Spot. Cool Spot, Cool Stuff. You go. He buys all this stuff from the Amish, and then you can buy. It's hard to describe what it is. Any kind of antiques that you could possibly think of are all over the walls. If it has to do with farming, it's like a step back in time. So she's working with the public. Yeah, and it's great that she's doing it because I'm like, great, you're not doing what I'm doing online, or you're not a telemarketer. I told her, I'm like, go work at McDonald's. I started working at Wendy's at $4.25 an hour. When she turned 16, well, she couldn't work when she was 16 because of COVID. But whenever it came through, but right there, they were starting $14 an hour working the same fucking shit I did. And they're going to pay for you to go to college and give you all this other shit. I'm like,
yep.
Okay, I'm no longer retired. My back is no longer broken. I'm going to work at McDonald's.
Yeah, like sign me up.
Like, and that was when people were saying they couldn't find jobs. I mean, they're out there. You just don't want to work.
Jobs are always out there. You just don't want to do it. You just don't want to do what it takes. That's always been the thing. That used to kill me. But yeah, I'm the same way. My son, he, God love him, started working at Taco Bell. Had to do it. But I used to say that everybody should have to work fast food or retail or some kind of menial job for at least a month or something of their life. Just
no, fuck that. No, don't give them a month because then they got to quit in time. They have to work until they're fired when they're not ready to be fired. That's what I want. Because I worked with people who intentionally fuck shit up thinking they were going to get fired and they didn't. Nope. They wanted to prove, like a manager would want to prove a point. Of course, they would follow me, and then I'd have to, catch up all the slack and shit. But I quit jobs for that too, because they take advantage of you because you know what you're doing. I think everybody should be trained the same, especially in industries like that. Because when I went into it, the only thing I couldn't do was what the manager did. But I opened on every department. I liked it. So when I moved to North Carolina, I was working construction in the daytime. I was working at a gas station in the evening time, working 410s and then working at a gas station in the evening. Just because I didn't want to be at home, I wanted something busy work. I didn't like it because it was night because it got slow. I loved doing it. So I got to just start moving shit around still. Then I go in the cooler and sample every one of the pops and put it back on. No, I wouldn't put it back in.
I was that manager that had the big boombox CD player in his car, so that when the lobby would close and all the customers were gone, we would put that in the back and we would be jamming and we'd be out of there in 20 minutes at close.
Dude, I love that.
I mean, look, I'm gonna rat on myself a little bit, but there was a stretch where we had little Nerf guns that I found that were this big at the dollar store that I gave to everybody in the store, and we got a scoreboard on the wall. We're keeping track of while we're doing inventory and shit. It was
anybody out there, man. Yeah, anybody out there right now that is going, I can't believe they did that. Did not grow up in the 90s. We did.
Thank you.
We did, because I worked at a steel mill with grown ass men. We were shooting fucking Roman candles at each other. I shit you not. I don't care. I don't work there anymore. I know some of the people probably still do work there. I had went up to Amish country, which is about an hour and a half north. It's right before you get to the Football Hall of Fame in Canton. And you could buy fireworks right outside of there at Phantom Fireworks. And I brought a whole bunch of shit back. And I was bringing stuff back for guys down there. Well, we decided to shoot them at each other. We were shooting them up at the cranes. And we were playing a game. And then we started getting the fucking airsoft guns. The ones that shoot the little BBs.
Yeah.
If there's any kids watching right now, please do not take this as a recommendation. You do anything that we're talking about. We are stupid. We do what we want because we choose to. This is a cautionary tale. Yes, if you decide to do what we do, smack your mom in the face for allowing you to do it. You can take this gun apart, 3 screws.
Good night, break. You take it easy, man.
Oh shit! I tried to put that up there. That's my bad. I was going to put it up there when I was talking. I thought I clicked on it. Thanks for joining us, dude. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the follow on X if I'm not already following you. When after the show, I'll follow you back. Thanks again, man. It's always fun to have people talking with you on side. It's hard sometimes to keep in because we got 110. Fuck, dude, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours.
Shit. Oh shit.
223.
That's crazy.
See what it's like when you get with people?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like socially doing this stuff is just something you miss because you fall into a habit, especially you got kids, you got this, you got a job, I got stuff delivered to me. I stay in my own bubble and I do my own thing, save for the vacation I talk about. I'm pretty much here by myself doing my own thing, even my wife, this is whatever for me. My wife, she does not
do any cannabis at all. She does not like it. Doesn't work for her. Doesn't affect her the right way, and that is what it is.
Right, to each their own, which is
absolutely
great. That she allows you to do it without that, constant nagging. You're complaining, like you may. I mean, I heard a lot when I was drinking, when I was married, when I dated other people who were drinking. I'm not seeing anyone currently, but I don't get the complaints, even like from family or anything, for smoking. My mom just goes.
Sure. The only time she's ever said anything to me was when I went buck wild spending too much money on it, because I have done that too many times in the past. But fortunately, I work with a company now to where I pay for my own stuff, so I am self-sufficient now.
It makes it so much easier when you don't have to go to the dispensary and spend $800 when they come out with, I don't know, maybe an ounce and a half. People don't understand that.
Yeah.
I
placed an order the other day, and I had wrote him back, and I was like, "Are you sure you got all that?" And he's like, "This, and this," and I was like, "Damn, I could have spent more."
And that's the company that you're behind you? That's the one you're talking about? No shit.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Bongmaster Rob. I will gladly try to top fuck with you. No, I'm not that either. Please, that's not why we're on here either. But I wasn't. No, really. I mean, I wanted to because I wanted to get to know you. I'm not going to. They ain't jumping ship for nobody. No,
I never would have thought that was what you were trying to do by any means.
I don't think I was right. I wasn't going to try to. Believe it or not, I've had people that I've lost friendships with that. Just because I smoke from a certain company, and they would get mad that they weren't able to smoke from the same company. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not my choice. Well, then you should stop smoking. No,
I'm sorry.
I don't know these people well enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. I met you online. You found me through doing this, or I found you through doing the same shit. We all should be open to our opinion. And I do hate it when there's two different content creators arguing with one another. I hate it.
There's enough space out there for everybody.
Yeah, and I hate it when I have to be the asshole certain times, and I put it out there because it makes me look bad, but I still do it anyway. I know we talked about it earlier, but still, it's just not the point of it. There's, like you're saying, there's plenty of room for all of us. Absolutely. That was my leading into my question, I guess. Do you guys plan on ever streaming more than one day a week? Like having a panel of guests, like a lineup? Or you guys just do when you find somebody to come on, you set the show? Or you guys always have a show without a guest? I guess is how I would.
We always have the show without a guest. I mean, with or without a guest. We've had guests on quite a bit, but we'll run 2-3 weeks without a guest, depending on what we've got going on or who we've got lined up. And like I said, lately with everything going on, it's been tough to get everything lined up quite right. But I would love to do a secondary, like keep going with it. I would never be able to get him to do more than what he does with me on Wednesdays because the dude's so busy.
Right.
He works a couple jobs, does hockey, this and that. He's on the road all the time with his job. So getting him Wednesday nights is about all I would ever get him for. But I would love to do more. Like I've talked to my wife about this all the time. I was like, I do something else. I can do something about football maybe, or fantasy football. Talk to her about maybe doing something about parenting with her would be fun, because Lord knows with an autistic nonverbal 7-year-old, we've had a lot of good experiences that we could share with people that have helped us out a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Well, when I do those other shows, like the one you popped in on the other day when you first started commenting through, that's just a smoke sesh that I invited those guys to, because I just was like, okay, I'm bored. I sent them a message.
Right.
I'll send you some from now on to see if you want to join us, or even if they aren't available to do that. That was the thing, I don't like to step on other people's toes because I know they have a lot going on. So when I have those shows, it's nice to be able to invite people in through the comments. But just until I figure out my TV, I can't bring more than 4 people in at a time. And I knew that your comments, I mean, I can, but if I put a comment up there, it kicks me out. I don't know why. I think it's because my widescreen is set on my TV, and I don't have the remote to shrink it down. So every time I'm trying to hit buttons on the side, I'm hitting the wrong button. So it's me doing it. It's not StreamYard or anything, because with mine, I can put 10 people in this at one time, which I've had up to 8. So you're always welcome, dude. And I know
by all means, if I'm not doing anything else, by all means, hit me up with it. It's just right now it's with the kids and everything like that. The routines that we're set with, it's tough to find some time. I get a window of maybe a couple hours a night free time to do whatever, which is amazing that I get that, and I'm thankful for that. With a newborn,
I'm really sorry I didn't reach out this weekend.
Shoot. All good.
No
worries, man.
Fucking loop on Saturday.
Sunday I was engrossed in football anyway. Sunday, so
man. Yeah, I was kicking myself in the ass.
Heard
I
that.
sat my two best fucking players.
Oh no.
Because one was questionable the week before, so I did not set him or didn't start him.
My
one
18-year-old son's getting ready to come in the door behind me there.
One was Marvin Harrison Jr. I have him.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had him sitting.
Oh, after week one, I kind of get it. That visual of him waving in the end zone with nobody looking at him, that was crazy.
That's the thing, is I really thought for a second. What's up, man?
He brings home Taco Bell after we said all this.
I'm so fucking jealous now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're a little jealous. Taco Bell. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but at least you're there. You can beat his ass and take it. I can't.
I tried that. There's a video of that I posted, me trying to beat his ass when he came home the other night. Didn't end well for me.
I will tell you what my other one is too.
Huh?
You want a not so hard taco?
Did he say a not so hard knuckle?
He said, "Do you want a not so hard taco?" I was like,
"Oh,
no.
not so hard taco." I thought you said not so hard knuckle. I thought he was going to hit you. I'm going to smack you, Dad. I'm going to punch you.
No, I did this whole thing messing with him the other night when he came home. I was on the podcast, acted like he threw me back in the chair, made a whole video of it. It was pretty funny. I got a good kick out of it. Anytime the kid does anything with you, it's a good day, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I tried to get mine. Mine have called during just so they can hear themselves on live.
Oh, yeah?
I've asked my oldest to join, but I completely understand. The backlash she would catch from her mom's side of the family wouldn't be worth her coming on here for 5 minutes. Not until she's not 18 yet. She won't be 18 until the end of November. Until she graduates and is there to understand that she don't have to worry about what they're really saying anymore. I mean, she does, of course, because it's their grandparents, but their opinions don't even matter as much.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, once you're 18, it's a little different. Yeah.
These are. I fucked up and set 3 people. I actually put one on waivers and had to catch him back.
Oh no! All right, so you said Harrison. Who else did you say?
Now, before I say this, I want you to remember that I'm a Raiders fan.
Okay.
So, why would I pick anybody that Derek Carr is going to be throwing to? It was Rashid Shaheed. I had him fucking sitting as well. But, motherfucker, I'm going to show it to you.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
That was the 2 big ones. I lost this week bad. I mean, I was great to start out because of who I picked. I replaced with. Hang on. I've always had Tyreek Hill, which is good. I picked him right off the bat, which was great.
Well, except who knows who his quarterback's going to be now?
Well, that's true now.
Yeah.
Alan Lazard for the Jets.
That's a good pickup.
Well, I replaced him with Marvin Harrison, so that's what I'm kicking myself in the ass for that one.
Gotcha.
The second one, I'm trying to remember which one of these wide receivers it was, but now I know it was the one for the Giants. Wan'Dale Robinson is who I replaced him with.
Yeah.
Because I think he was questionable after the first week.
Yeah,
he was. So I didn't know what to do, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to lose that because I lost by like 2 points on the first week. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just fiddle around. And I'm a Raiders fan, and I decided not to take tight ends.
And yeah, I'm in 3 leagues, but the only one that I'm really whatever about is the one that I'm talking about. My brother-in-law won this and that because we put money, we've got a trophy, we punish the losers.
Well, I was invited into one like that, but I didn't have the money to go into one like that because we were going to pay for ours so we could have a trophy at the end of it.
Sure.
And then right toward the end, I was invited by the people from Chiba Pet to do theirs through NFL Network. That's where we use the NFL app to do it with. And it didn't cost anything. You could do everything there real quick. I was added into their 8 or 9 person roster that they're having play, which is cool. It's the first time I've ever done it like this too.
Oh yeah.
But it really pissed me off because I knew the Raiders played Baltimore, and I knew how Baltimore is with their passing game. But I set the Raiders tight end and played Isaiah Likely because Likely was fucking good the week before.
Man,
but Brock Bowers, motherfucker, why is it the one? Yeah. I mean, that's where I should have never put anybody from the Raiders on my team because if I would have fucking picked him for my team, his leg would have broke last week.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. But I am a diehard Raiders fan when it comes to their kickers. If I have the opportunity to pick a Raiders kicker, I will because of Janikowski. Nobody picked a fucking kicker in the first round with a beer belly but Oakland. And they did. And he broke fucking record after record after record.
Yes, he did.
And the Raiders would not have tried to replace him with anyone except for somebody as good or close to as him. So,
yeah.
And the Raiders don't score a lot of touchdowns. They kick a lot of punts and they kick a lot of field goals. So that's why I went with the Raiders on that.
This is true. Well, the main league, I'm 0-2 in, man. It's just
I have too. I'm 0-2 now too. Guess who my defense is? Who fucking dominated in week 1? Who got their fucking asses handed to them in week 2? Dallas.
Who? Yeah. Man,
Dallas got me mad points, dude, on first week. Oh man, yeah. I was where all my points came from. Like, how in the hell did I lose out on all this? But now my defense did this. What, did they hear me?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna fuck Rob there in Ohio.
Took a big old shit on you in week 2, man.
I never expected my starting quarterback was Brock Purdy, though. I did.
Okay.
Now
you did good there.
My second 2 were rushed picks when I did it because I was on the timer and I was not aware that I could go ahead and pick the next one because I'd never done it before. Yeah. And I didn't put myself in the queue beforehand to give myself enough minutes, and it was hitting me. So by the time I got down toward the end, I was realizing what I was doing. I picked up a lot more since we started. But I have Derrick Henry as my running back.
Okay.
And also Stevenson from
Stevenson from New England.
Yes, he's my other.
That's a good one. He's been they're pounding the ball. That's all they're doing.
Tyreek Hill. Now I have sitting right now Brown from Cincinnati.
Okay,
but he did good the first week, but last week, like this week here, I might have done good by that.
Yeah,
I hate it when my two, like you have only 2 people to fill one slot and they're playing each other. And you're hoping. You're really hoping, that this is going to be this way or that way. That's why I'm glad I don't have Dallas on any of my teams, because it would really suck if I had like Dallas's defense playing against my starting quarterback.
Oh, that's the worst when your quarterback's going against your defense. Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
I know I can follow through. I'm a big AFC fan, so I was kind of trying to hit a lot of AFC players anyway when I was picking my show. So at least it'd be that way. But I would hate to have that and get fucked.
Yeah, that's tough. I do a lot of streaming on defenses. Like I'm the guy that every week I'm just picking up and dropping a defense based on matchups. Oh yeah, I just drop. You just each week after waivers clears, I just look at the defenses that are free agents and say, okay, you're playing Carolina this week. I'm going to pick you up or whatever, or see what defense has a good matchup for 2 or 3 weeks in a row and pick one up and just run with it. Bites in the ass sometimes, but.
No, well, I don't know this stuff. This is what I want to know because I'm looking at it right now. They've actually got our week out, but what does the minutes mean? Is that how many minutes you still have left playing in a playable game to get points when you do that?
Could be. I'm not sure about the NFL. Well, I've never done it on that app.
I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we're going to copyright it anyway because I showed the one a little bit ago. I don't see if there's an icon on here, but this is how ours will pop up. Like this week, I'm playing against Tom. And my over-under is on there. I believe that's what pops up in the red.
Sure. Up at the top, that's how many minutes left to be played of your players up top.
The one in the bottom bar, the blue bar. Okay. Because I was wondering because he must have had a Monday night. The guy I played, the one that I was against last week, he must have had a Monday night game because when I went to get it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? He still had like 38 minutes left, and I had none. Like, I'm in the lead, yay! And then whatever the last game was, either the Sunday night game or the Monday night game, whichever one fucked me so hard. Yep. And I was like, damn, I was finally going to win once. I mean, are you good to still talk for a little bit, or are you busy or anything?
A little bit, not too much longer, just because I think I got to get up in about 6 hours to get him on a bus. So
okay, I was just going to grab my dog from out the door. I just didn't want you to think I was going to leave. It only take him out a second and a half to make sure. Because I can hear it. Because I have one more question about this fantasy football.
Sure. No, go for it, man. I'm down to talk fantasy football all day. Shit.
Please, by all means, promote your show again. Talk about your sponsor. Hold your hands up. Do it while I'm not here. I'll be right.
Absolutely, man.
I can still hear you. I just have to walk over here.
Sure. So you come catch us tomorrow night, Middle-Aged Highs. Like I said, we talk a lot of sports, 420 and dad stuff. We always do the Fuck 'em Challenge in the middle also. Fuck 'em Challenge is named after our old Call of Duty clan. We take a movie or a TV and pick genre, pick a show or something. We take 3 quotes and go back and forth and try to see who can stump each other to guess them. I think this week we're doing characters from Aladdin. We did Lion King last week. Sometimes we'll pick actors and pick their movies, or sometimes it's TV shows. So
hold on a minute.
We always do a game like that.
No, you got to hold on a minute now because you didn't mention that a minute ago. Damn it. Could be. No, you can't share that kind of shit without the host in here. At least I want to know that. What'd you say? Are they the characters from the movies or the characters from the game, or what were we talking about?
We do it different each time. What we're doing right now, we've done different cycles of it. Right now, we seem to be stuck on Disney movies right now. We didn't really decide to. It's just kind of how it's going. But we're saying Lion King, just Lion King 1, not all the extra whatevers. We pick a character from the Lion King, each of us. Takes it to his sister. She tells us whether or not we have the same character or not. Then we pick 3 quotes each and try to see who can guess each other's character first. Go back and forth one at a time. Badass. Then if we have a guest on, we let them bring on one to play with us. It's a lot of fun, man. We've done we did a challenge before fantasy football. We did like 7-8 weeks of it. We had a bet going and I won, so I got to name his fantasy football team for the year. So that was a lot of fun. He's still mad about that one.
May I ask?
Have you ever watched The League?
No, I can't say that I have.
Sure. It's an old show, used to be on FX. It's about fantasy football. And a bunch
of guys
in the fantasy football league.
I never did get into it,
but I do. As an homage to the show, I renamed it after a team on there. Ruxin has a team named Pete Top, Kevin Bottom to make fun of 2 characters on the show. So Russ lost, so I had his team Russ Top, Ron Bottom, because Ron is the loser of our league and the one that we're punishing this year. So I was like 2-1 homage to the league.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
He's still mad. I beat him the last episode. I beat him on that 70 show. Was the last one we did a challenge on.
So do you guys do yours through an app or do you do yours like on paper? Because I remember when it first came, like fantasy football was a big thing. It came out on paper, right?
We do ours ESPN.
Yeah, I think that's why I never got into it because there was no way that somebody brought me like a half a book one time. Like, here, this is stuff you're going to. Nope. Yep. But
that's
I mean, of course, you can do research.
Back when they used to do roto leagues and all that instead of head-to-head, and used to just keep track of scores and points for the year and everything. And yeah, it's come so far, man. Now that you got apps and everything like this, you can auto draft, you can draft from your phone, everything. It's so easy to knock out a draft and not even sweat it.
Well, this one here is a free one, but if you want to pay, they can get a tip. Like I'm getting ready to get from you right now because I really do want your tips. If you don't mind, it's not
by all means.
Here's the thing: it's not that I don't know about football because I know about football. I love football. It's I don't know how you score this. I've tried to read up on it. I don't know if, say for instance, if my quarterback was playing against my defense, would every single thing that quarterback did cancel out everything that the defense did, or how does that work in that aspect? That's what throws me off.
So each position has a different scoring set for it, but it's not really. It's all offense and defense. So on offense, it's like and this is just standard. I don't know if it's different for your league. You can change every league has different things. Like in ours, we count kick return yards. Most leagues don't do that, But generally, it's like every 25 passing yards is 1 point, and a passing touchdown is either 4 or 6 points, depending on where you're at.
I was trying to figure out where it would be at on here, so I could, because I remember seeing it. It might have been in our initial.
If you go into your league, like your league page, there should be something that has settings or scoring or something. But then rushing is every 10 yards is a point. So 1 rushing yard is 0.1. A touchdown rushing is 6 points. Receiving yards are same thing as rushing yards. 10 yards catch is 1 point.
I guess if I would ask you to begin with, I would have probably found out where I was at on here. But guess what? There's 10 of us. There's 12 of us in the league.
Okay.
But I'm in 10th. I dropped 3 fucking spots this week. I was in 7th, but I was really close to 6th with my points for and against, even though I lost. I would have definitely done amazing this week if I'd have picked that. If I would have paid attention to what I did. Yeah. But I do see what the league rules thing. I just thought maybe it was.
Now, and the team defense stuff it's based on how many points they give up, and then I think they get points for interceptions or fumbles forced or fumbles recovered. So
yeah, you get 1 point per 25 yards in passing, 4 points per touchdown, -2 for interceptions.
An interception or a sack, yeah.
Yeah, rushing is 10 yards per point, 6 points for a rushing touchdown. Receiving is damn, you get 10 points for a receiving touchdown? Or no, 10 yards, sorry, my bad.
10 yards is a point.
Yeah, and 1 point per reception and 6 points for that.
So
but
you are PPR.
I honestly think everybody should realign their kick return ones. That's some bullshit.
I love the kick return yards. We've been doing that forever. Of course, we also start a couple defensive players in our league. Our league is
this one here. You just get 6 points for kickoff and kickoff return or kickoff.
Yeah, they don't do yards. No, most leagues don't do yards. That's something unique that we've been doing that for a long time in ours like that. So,
but they do with kicking, with yards, with field goals. The further your field goal, the more points you get.
3, 4, or 5. Yeah. But extra points are worth 1. Points. Yeah, or like a 2-point conversion is worth 2 points. Things like that.
Damn.
There's a lot to it. And then you got to figure out, like you're looking at, you got Tyreek Hill. He loses Tua. All right, well, Tyreek Hill's not going to be as good now. Or
that's what
Christian McCaffrey, he's out and he's going on the IR. So, okay, who's his backup? And now Pacheco's down. Who's his backup? So you got to be looking every week. The team you draft is not the team you finish the year with. Or if it is, you lost. I mean, it's that simple. If you finish the year with the same team you drafted, then you didn't make the playoffs.
That's what I was going to ask you. I just wanted to see what you think my picks for this week that are lined up now. I did put those 2 back in, and I also replaced likely as a tight end with Brock Bowers. But the one I've got my matchup this week.
Yeah, you want to look at who they're playing too, because it depends on who the guys are playing against. Because different teams, whether they're playing a good defense or a bad defense, whether they're at home or away.
Well, Brock Purdy he's ranked 17, or he's projected to get 17.3 points, but they're against the Rams. The Rams. San Francisco plays against the Rams,
and the Rams just lost Nakua and Cup, so they don't have receivers. So it's a good chance you guys they'll blow them out.
The team that's playing against me has Josh Daniels playing, which Washington plays Cincinnati. Cincinnati lost pretty heavy, didn't they? Did they lose somebody?
Yeah. No, they didn't lose pretty heavy. They lost a close one to Kansas City.
What did you? Why am I thinking they didn't? Oh, I know why. Because I don't like fucking either one of them. I was just it looked like I knew. No, dude, here. Do you want your small world?
What's that?
Joe Burrow's mother is my son's principal.
Wow. Okay.
I live in Meigs County in Ohio. The county right above me to the right is Athens County. That's where he went to high school at. That's where they named the stadium and all that. His big food drive sponsorship thing in the counties. I don't know if ours picks up in it, but he done that whole big loop on this southeastern part of the state. And his mother was actually all 3 of my kids' principal for a little bit, right before he was drafted. She was there when he was in LSU.
Really? That's
crazy. Wow. I mean, I didn't know it. Nobody really. I don't think anybody understood who it was until they were in the national championship, or that they were doing when because he was at Ohio State as like the 3rd string. He left and went to there. But see, I'm not a Cincinnati fan. I can be a Burrow kind of like fan because I like the way his mom runs the school. I like the way his mom ran the school before I knew who he was. And I do like connection. And I do like that he's giving back. Something stupid, dude. My daughter was in 8th grade. She was playing volleyball, and she was at Athens to go up there to play. So I went up there to watch her. And a buddy of mine from a town above there, he knew, of course, who they were, who Joe was, and all their family. And here we are inside watching, and you see all these Gatorade signs all across the top, all these records that Joe had broke in high school, and all this shit. I'm like, really? Who is this kid they're talking about? Then they showed that they were retiring his jersey and all this shit. And he's like, you don't know who he is? And I went, no, I'm sorry. Because once I didn't follow high school football unless it was down here. And Eastern did not play Athens, even though they're only 15, 20 minutes apart. It's weird. So I didn't know who he was until my mom told me, until my kids told me. Yeah, it was crazy. But it is a small world. I've never met him. I don't know if I've ever been to the school down there or not. I'm not really sure.
Man, that's cool. The
definitely is.
NFL, man, I'll tell you what, after I did, when I left restaurants, before I started staying at home, I actually did security work for, I don't know, 2.5 years. But I wasn't armed. I was at a private school down here whatever. I'm not going to say what school it is.
No, I wouldn't either.
I do what I do, but it's a big private school, lots of money, whatever. I met a couple real famous people there. Do you remember the quarterback, Josh Dobbs? Was real big with I can't remember what team he popped off with, but
was it purple? Is it purple?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's either Baltimore or Minnesota. One of the two.
He did go to Minnesota. That's right. He did go to Minnesota at the end of last year. That's right.
I might be wrong, but
yeah, I did security. He did a camp there on the weekend one Sunday, and I was doing security for him. Yeah, I've got a picture of me with him on his way out, and I was like, "Do you mind if I?" He said, "Oh yeah," and he stepped out. Like, oh, cool. Man.
And it's badass that he would do that too, instead of going like, shrugging his shoulders, saying, "Yeah, got $20," because there's some people out there. It's just for that.
Yeah, right.
You just really made me think about this fucking shit, because now I'm going to rack my brain. I've got Henry, but Henry's against Alice this week. My number one running back is going against my defense.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't have I didn't draft Derrick Henry in any leagues this year because I don't love him going to the Ravens just because Lamar's going to cut into some of his touchdowns because Lamar runs it a little bit.
But didn't they pick up a good receiver? I was assuming they were going to at least try to throw to somebody this year for a little bit and give him a little bit more leniency with his running. But
their number one receiver is Zay Flowers.
So what should I do then, damn it?
Who are your other running backs?
The one that I have on the bench right now is hang on. Chase Brown and Hubbard from
Yeah,
you don't
have a better option yet.
Well, I can still pick up somebody by Wednesday. Waivers are on Wednesday.
Sure.
I can see, but I don't know. Should I drop Dallas or should I drop Henry?
I wouldn't drop Henry. You don't drop Henry. Hell no.
Well, no, I mean,
I bench him. I don't know. Not for either of those two.
Yeah, that's true. Because the only one I have out that's playing right now is I don't know where he went to. Oh, Stevenson for Patriots. That's the only one that's playing.
Yeah. No, I don't love it either, but I wouldn't. You can't bench him for those two. I wouldn't. So he's got a better chance of popping off than they do, I think.
But I did fuck up.
I'm down to talk football anytime, though. I love the stuff. I've been playing it for 16 years. So
how about this though? For at least for tonight, we'll go ahead and end the show then, man. We've been going for almost 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, it went by in a blur. I'll tell you that.
Mine
started 20 minutes ago.
my ass is starting to hurt, but I do appreciate you coming on. I'm glad that you weren't mad at me for not being able to get back with you over the weekend.
Oh, not at all, man. There's just honestly weekends I do so little social media wise because the family's home. My wife doesn't work on the weekends. My kids are home.
So I'm doing it again. Where's my sunglasses? I'm looking at you over here and it made me look weird again. Here, I'll go back this way. Next time we've been we got 110 with us still. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a nice melody, even talking about some good shit. I hope to do it again, man. If not on your show, on here again. And if you do pop in, if you pop into a show that it's not a Dank Dungeon Chronicle, feel free, man. Send me a text or send me something through here and say, hey, let me join. You're more welcome to join anytime.
Absolutely. And hey, anytime you want to join us, you let me know. We'll line something up. You want me to come back and bring my dude with me, Russ, my co-host? I know he was asking. He said, "Oh, well, if I didn't have hockey, I'd be in there." I said, "Yeah, man."
I can do that. I can, like right now, this one here is just for you, as you can tell at the top. It's just your name and your ad. I would love to have a show with the show of your guys' show together. I've done that once with FL Dad and Shaggy and Saturday Day. It was their show, but I had all 3 of them on there. I'm going to do it with Lloyd and Shay as well, so I can have Sips and Rips on here together with it.
Yeah.
So it's like having them on so they can argue with each other if they want to. And so, yeah, man, anytime. Because just like this time, I work on everyone's schedule when it comes to these ones. The other ones are just pop-ups to do that with. So check with him, find out when a good time is. The only thing I've got going on is I do have Dank Dungeon Chronicle episode 17 coming up with Crazy Strains. One of the first people to ever send me anything along with Doodle with that, Mariner. I'm still using one of the trays from Crazy Strains. Sent me 4 things Batman oriented a little bit ago. But all right, man. I hope you have a great evening. I hope everybody that was with us. If you want to shout out to your sponsor again, please feel free.
Snapdragon Hemp, Snapdragon Cannabis Company, man. Code PYP420 saves you 15%, gets you 2-pack of gummies for free.
There you go. It is hard to argue with. And I've really got to check them out, man. I really do. But thank you again for joining me tonight for this whole 3-hour fucking shindig of like meeting down memory lane.
Now, it was a blast. I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
All right, man. Well, you take it easy. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great evening.
Absolutely. Take it easy, fam.
All right, bud. See you later.
Yep.
Oh, that was so long. That was so long of a show. Good night.